Have you ever tried to make big changes in your life and felt stuck or overwhelmed? This guide is about a different approach, one that focuses on tiny, manageable habits that anyone can start today. You will learn how small actions, done consistently, can create real progress, improve your discipline, and transform your daily life. Each habit is easy to do, yet powerful enough to build momentum, increase focus, and bring lasting results. By following these steps, you will discover how to take control of your actions, make better choices, and grow steadily without feeling stressed or burned out. This isn't about quick fixes or huge efforts. It's about clear, practical strategies that you can apply right away and see real change over time. Stay with this guide, and you'll see how small, consistent habits can quietly reshape your routines, strengthen your mind, and help you achieve goals you may have thought were out of reach. Chapter 1. Start small habits to create lasting personal growth. Starting small habits is not just a strategy, it is the foundation of meaningful and lasting personal growth. Many people believe that transformation requires dramatic action, a complete overhaul of routines, or radical life changes, but this is a misconception. Real growth is not born from sudden leaps. It emerges from consistent, manageable actions taken over time. It begins with a conscious decision to start small, to embrace the tiny steps that gradually shape behavior, strengthen character, and build the resilience necessary for lifelong progress. The first principle of starting small habits is understanding that success does not demand perfection from the start. A common trap is expecting that a habit must be done flawlessly or at an extreme level to have value. For example, reading 100 pages every day may feel overwhelming, but committing to read just one page creates momentum. One small action signals to your mind that change is possible, that growth is within reach, and that consistent effort matters more than intensity. This is the essence of mini habits, making the threshold so low that it is almost impossible to fail. It is the quiet power of starting small that eventually leads to massive results. Every expert, every high achiever, and every disciplined individual began with a small, manageable step. A critical insight is that small habits remove the barrier of resistance. Resistance often comes from fear, laziness, or the perceived effort required to begin. Starting small neutralizes this resistance, because the action feels achievable. Picking up a single dumbbell, writing one sentence, or taking a 2-minute walk does not intimidate the mind. These small, deliberate actions activate the sense of accomplishment and create a subtle yet profound psychological shift. Each tiny victory strengthens belief in one's ability to act, reinforcing the mindset that personal growth is attainable. This psychological reinforcement is often overlooked, yet it is fundamental to long-term change. It is not the grand gestures that build character, it is the consistent, small victories over inertia. To make small habits effective, it is essential to anchor them to existing routines. Anchoring means attaching the new habit to a well-established activity, ensuring that it becomes part of daily life rather than an isolated action. For instance, placing a journal on your breakfast table creates a natural cue to write each morning. Tying a short meditation to brushing your teeth or stretching after making your bed leverages the power of routine to integrate new behaviors. Anchoring reduces reliance on willpower, which is limited, and transforms habits into almost automatic responses. When small actions are consistently repeated in connection with daily life, they compound into meaningful progress. This compounding effect is the hidden force behind lasting personal growth. Another key aspect is the idea of gradual escalation. Starting small does not mean staying small forever. The initial action should be effortless, but it must have room to expand naturally. Writing one sentence can lead to writing paragraphs. One paragraph can grow into pages, and eventually, consistent writing becomes a natural practice. The principle here is that progress should feel inevitable, not forced. Small habits provide a scaffolding for more substantial achievements by creating a reliable framework of discipline and consistency. Growth does not require dramatic effort at the beginning. It requires patience, persistence, and trust in the compounding effect of repeated action. Equally important is redefining the meaning of success in habit formation. Most people fail because they tie success to immediate outcomes. They measure a habit's worth by its visible impact rather than the process itself. In contrast, small habits shift the focus from outcome to action. Completing a single push-up, making a healthy meal once a day, or saving a small amount of money is a victory because it reinforces the pattern of action. Success becomes the act of doing, not the immediate result. By valuing the process over the outcome, growth becomes sustainable, internalized, and resilient. Small actions build self-trust, and self-trust is the cornerstone of personal development. Real-world application of small habits requires intentionality. Each habit should be clearly defined, specific, and measurable. Vague intentions like exercise more or eat healthier are ineffective because they allow the mind to rationalize avoidance. Instead, define precise actions such as walk for 5 minutes after lunch or eat 1 serving of vegetables with dinner. Specificity reduces ambiguity and ensures that the habit is actionable without hesitation. It transforms intention into execution. The simplicity of a small habit allows the mind to focus entirely on action rather than debating whether the effort is sufficient. Clear, defined habits remove mental friction, making consistency achievable. Emotional engagement plays a vital role in sustaining small habits. It is not enough to know what to do. The habit must connect to a personal value, desire, or purpose. For instance, writing 1 paragraph daily becomes more meaningful when framed as a way to preserve wisdom, express creativity, or improve clarity of thought. Drinking a glass of water in the morning becomes a conscious act of self-care rather than a mechanical routine. Connecting habits to deeper motivations infuses them with meaning and makes adherence natural rather than burdensome. Emotion fuels consistency because it transforms routine into personal significance. The environment also plays a critical role in habit formation. Small habits thrive in spaces designed to support them. Removing obstacles, creating cues, and minimizing distractions create an ecosystem for success. If your goal is to read more, keep a book within arm's reach. If you want to practice mindfulness, designate a quiet corner. The physical environment communicates silently with the mind, encouraging action or discouraging it. Designing spaces that support small habits amplifies their impact by reducing resistance and enabling effortless initiation. Environment and habit are inseparable allies in shaping consistent behavior. Reflection and tracking are essential components of small habit mastery. Taking a few minutes each day to review progress fosters awareness, identifies obstacles, and reinforces motivation. Journaling completed actions, noting challenges, or simply acknowledging consistency strengthens self-discipline. Tracking does not have to be complex. Even marking a check on a calendar creates a visual reminder of progress. This visual representation of small wins reinforces momentum, encourages persistence, and helps transform initial effort into lasting behavioral change. Tracking habits cultivates accountability and self-respect, 2 forces critical to enduring personal growth. Persistence is the linchpin of lasting results. Small habits are powerful because they are easy to start, but their true value emerges over time. Daily practice, even if minimal, accumulates into significant transformation. The act of showing up consistently teaches patience, resilience, and self-mastery. Challenges will arise, and motivation will fluctuate, but commitment to small daily actions ensures progress even when circumstances are difficult. Growth is not about intensity, it is about unwavering persistence in the face of obstacles. Mastery is built through repetition, and repetition is only possible through small, manageable steps. In addition to persistence, flexibility enhances the effectiveness of small habits. Life is unpredictable, and rigid routines can lead to frustration or abandonment. Small habits offer the advantage of adaptability. A habit that takes 5 minutes can be completed anywhere, under almost any circumstance. This flexibility ensures continuity even on challenging days, reinforcing the principle that growth is consistent effort over time, rather than occasional bursts of action. Adapting habits to fit life's realities strengthens resilience and ensures that momentum is maintained through inevitable disruptions. Small habits also cultivate self-discipline by making action habitual rather than reliant on willpower. Willpower is finite and easily depleted, but when actions become routine, they require minimal conscious effort. Over time, the brain forms automatic pathways, reducing mental resistance and making consistent action effortless. By starting small, individuals build an internal system of discipline that supports larger ambitions without overwhelming mental energy. Self-discipline is not imposed externally. It emerges naturally through repeated, simple actions. This internalization is what transforms small habits into lifelong advantages. The impact of small habits extends beyond the individual. Consistent, incremental actions influence relationships, career, health, and mental well-being. A daily habit of listening attentively strengthens personal connections. Regular writing enhances communication skills. Daily movement improves health and energy levels. Each small habit creates ripple effects that accumulate into profound life changes. These seemingly minor actions, when performed consistently, shape identity, improve competence, and enhance quality of life. Personal growth is not a sudden revelation. It is the accumulation of small, meaningful choices made over time. To implement small habits effectively, it is helpful to start with 1 or 2 core habits. Overloading with multiple habits can create stress and reduce adherence. Selecting high-impact actions ensures that effort is directed toward meaningful change. Begin with habits that directly align with personal goals, values, or challenges. As consistency develops, additional habits can be layered, creating a network of behaviors that reinforce each other. Strategic selection maximizes results and prevents dilution of focus, ensuring that small actions translate into significant growth. Accountability further strengthens the habit-building process. Sharing goals with a trusted friend, mentor, or coach creates external reinforcement. Simple statements like "I will walk 5 minutes every morning" carry weight when someone else is aware. Accountability increases motivation and creates a social layer of commitment, making it harder to skip actions. Small habits, while individually modest, gain amplified power when paired with accountability, creating a supportive system that nurtures persistence and resilience. It is also vital to approach setbacks with perspective. Small habits are designed to be forgiving, but lapses will occur. Missing a day of action is not failure, it is information. Analyzing why the habit was skipped, adjusting cues, or simplifying the action ensures continuity. Resilience grows when setbacks are treated as learning opportunities rather than reasons to quit. The very design of small habits accommodates imperfection, emphasizing process over outcome. This perspective fosters long-term adherence and cultivates a mindset capable of sustained growth. The psychological benefit of small habits cannot be overstated. Each completed action reinforces confidence, self-efficacy, and the belief that personal change is possible. This mental reinforcement encourages experimentation, risk-taking, and a proactive approach to challenges. When individuals recognize that meaningful growth does not require heroics, they are more willing to take consistent action, innovate in problem-solving, and embrace responsibility for their lives. Small habits create a positive feedback loop of competence, confidence, and motivation that drives continual improvement. In conclusion, starting small habits is a transformative approach to personal growth. It leverages consistency over intensity, simplicity over complexity, and persistence over immediate results. By beginning with actions that are easy, specific, emotionally connected, and strategically anchored to daily routines, individuals create a framework for sustainable development. Small habits neutralize resistance, build self-discipline, and cultivate resilience, while allowing flexibility in the face of life's unpredictability. Through tracking, reflection, and accountability, these habits compound into substantial change, shaping behavior, character, and ultimately, the path to significant personal growth is not in dramatic leaps, but in the quiet, unwavering commitment to small, deliberate actions performed daily. Starting small is the gateway to mastery, the foundation of self-trust, and the engine of enduring transformation. Each tiny step, taken consistently, moves individuals closer to their fullest potential, proving that meaningful change is not a distant dream, but a practical reality built one small habit at a time. This understanding reshapes the approach to personal development by emphasizing that growth is accessible to anyone willing to begin with simplicity and persist with patience. The power of mini habits lies not only in their immediate action but in their ability to foster resilience, clarity, and confidence, ultimately producing outcomes far greater than their modest beginnings suggest. Small habits are not insignificant, they are the building blocks of extraordinary lives. By committing to start small, the individual takes control of their growth, cultivating habits that serve as reliable tools for continuous improvement, mental strength, and purposeful living. Consistency, reflection, and patient persistence transform these tiny actions into life-changing results that extend across all areas of personal and professional life. Through deliberate practice, disciplined effort, and unwavering commitment to small, manageable steps, personal growth becomes inevitable, sustainable, and profoundly empowering. Each day offers an opportunity to enact a tiny change, reinforcing the notion that growth is continuous, accessible, and cumulative. Embracing small habits fosters a mindset that values action over hesitation, process over perfection, and persistence over speed. The individual learns to trust themselves, to respect the power of incremental progress, and to appreciate the compounding impact of consistent effort. Over time, small habits produce not only tangible results, but also shape identity, strengthen character, and cultivate a life grounded in intentionality, discipline, and resilience. Starting small is therefore not just a strategy, it is a philosophy of sustainable transformation, guiding every choice, action, and thought toward meaningful personal evolution. Chapter 2. Focused daily actions to build unstoppable discipline. Discipline is the cornerstone of meaningful achievement and personal growth. It is not a trait reserved for a select few. It is a skill that can be built through deliberate action and focused daily practice. The difference between those who achieve consistent success and those who struggle often comes down to the ability to concentrate on daily actions with intention and consistency. Discipline is cultivated by repeated effort, not sudden bursts of motivation. Each day presents an opportunity to reinforce this skill, and the key to mastery lies in focusing on the small, deliberate actions that accumulate into a strong and unstoppable character. To build discipline, it is essential to begin with clarity of purpose. Understanding why a particular action matters creates a foundation for commitment. Every action must serve a defined goal, whether it is improving health, enhancing skills, or developing mental resilience. When purpose is clear, discipline becomes less about restriction and more about alignment with personal values. The mind is naturally motivated when it sees a direct connection between effort and meaningful outcomes. This alignment transforms mundane tasks into acts of intention, making it easier to sustain daily effort over time. Consistency in daily actions is non-negotiable for cultivating discipline. The brain adapts to patterns, and repeated behavior strengthens neural pathways that make future action easier. This is why discipline is not about occasional heroic effort, but about showing up every day, even in small ways. Completing a brief exercise routine, writing a paragraph, or organizing a workspace consistently builds momentum that the mind and body recognize. Over time, these repeated actions form habits that operate with minimal conscious effort, turning discipline into a natural state rather than a forced struggle. Breaking tasks into focused daily actions is crucial. Discipline falters when goals are overwhelming or abstract. By defining clear, manageable actions, the process becomes simple and actionable. For instance, rather than attempting to write a full report in one sitting, committing to drafting a single paragraph each day reduces mental friction and ensures progress. Focused actions prevent procrastination by eliminating ambiguity and providing a straightforward path forward. Every completed action, no matter how small, reinforces the individual's capability and strengthens self-trust. Time management is intimately linked to discipline. Every day has finite hours, and prioritizing tasks ensures that effort is directed toward high-impact actions. Effective discipline requires selecting the most meaningful actions and executing them without distraction. Eliminating low-value activities and maintaining a structured schedule reduces the likelihood of wasted effort and mental fatigue. Focusing on a small number of critical tasks each day creates a sense of control, enabling the individual to consistently perform at their best and make steady progress toward long-term goals. Self-awareness plays a vital role in building daily discipline. Understanding personal strengths, weaknesses, and tendencies allows for the creation of routines that support consistency. Recognizing moments of weakness or distraction enables proactive adjustments, such as modifying the environment or changing the timing of actions. Awareness also includes monitoring energy levels and emotional states, ensuring that focused effort occurs when the mind and body are most capable. Discipline is strengthened when actions are aligned with personal rhythms, reducing resistance and improving sustainability. Accountability enhances the development of discipline. Sharing goals with a mentor, coach, or peer introduces an external layer of commitment. The knowledge that someone else is observing progress creates an additional incentive to follow through on daily actions. Accountability can be as simple as reporting completed tasks at the end of each day, or maintaining a public record of progress. This external reinforcement complements internal motivation and ensures that daily discipline remains consistent even when personal motivation fluctuates. Focusing on one action at a time improves both efficiency and quality. Multitasking dilutes effort, reduces focus, and undermines discipline. Concentrating fully on a single task allows the individual to perform it with precision, reinforcing the habit of intentional action. Completing one action before moving to the next builds momentum and cultivates a sense of accomplishment. This focused approach also trains the mind to resist distraction and enhances the ability to sustain attention over longer periods, which is critical for achieving complex goals. Visualization can support daily discipline by creating a mental blueprint for action. Spending a few moments each day imagining the successful completion of tasks reinforces commitment and prepares the mind to act decisively. Visualization strengthens mental pathways associated with achievement, reduces hesitation, and builds confidence in one's ability to follow through. Combining visualization with immediate action amplifies results, creating a seamless connection between intention and execution that sustains discipline over time. Managing obstacles is an essential part of building discipline. Challenges, interruptions, and setbacks are inevitable, and the ability to maintain focus despite them differentiates disciplined individuals. Developing strategies to address common obstacles, such as creating contingency plans, reducing environmental distractions, or breaking actions into smaller steps, ensures that effort continues even under difficult circumstances. Discipline is not the absence of difficulty, it is the capacity to persist and adapt when difficulties arise. Reflection enhances the quality of daily discipline. Reviewing completed actions, identifying inefficiencies, and recognizing progress allows for continuous improvement. Reflection reinforces learning from experience, increases self-awareness, and strengthens the ability to maintain focus. It also helps in identifying patterns that may undermine discipline, such as inconsistent timing, unrealistic task allocation, or emotional triggers. By analyzing performance regularly, the individual refines their approach, making focused daily action more effective and sustainable. Emotional regulation is intertwined with discipline. The ability to manage frustration, boredom, or discomfort enables consistent action. Discipline is tested when immediate gratification conflicts with long-term goals. By training the mind to tolerate discomfort and stay committed to chosen actions, individuals build resilience and reinforce the habit of focused effort. Small daily exercises in self-control, such as resisting unnecessary distractions or completing tasks despite low motivation, accumulate into strong mental fortitude. Reward systems can support discipline by reinforcing desired behavior. Acknowledging completed actions, celebrating progress, or providing small incentives creates positive reinforcement that motivates continued effort. Rewards should be proportional and meaningful, enhancing the satisfaction of accomplishment without undermining the habit itself. The reinforcement of small wins strengthens commitment, builds momentum, and encourages the continuation of disciplined behavior over the long term. Discipline is further strengthened by embracing routine. Establishing consistent daily patterns reduces reliance on fluctuating motivation and makes action predictable. By performing critical tasks at the same time each day, the mind anticipates and prepares for effort, reducing resistance and increasing efficiency. Routine provides a framework that supports consistent focus, allowing disciplined action to occur almost automatically. The predictability of daily practice reduces decision fatigue and conserves mental energy for high-priority actions. Mindset profoundly influences the ability to focus on daily actions. Viewing discipline as a tool for empowerment rather than restriction encourages voluntary engagement with productive tasks. A growth-oriented mindset sees effort as a path to mastery and improvement, fostering enthusiasm for consistent practice. When discipline is framed positively, it transforms from an external demand into an internal desire to improve, strengthening adherence and ensuring that daily actions are performed with purpose and intention. Gradual escalation of effort reinforces discipline without creating burnout. Starting with manageable actions ensures early success and builds confidence. Over time, effort can be increased incrementally, maintaining engagement while pushing capability. This method respects natural limits while promoting growth, preventing overwhelm and sustaining long-term commitment. Incremental progression ensures that discipline evolves organically, creating a foundation for increasingly ambitious goals without compromising consistency. Environmental design enhances focused daily action. Organizing the workspace, reducing distractions, and creating visual cues encourage productive behavior. Simple adjustments, such as placing materials to reference reach or eliminating interruptions, streamline action and reinforce the habit of focused effort. A supportive environment reduces the mental load associated with decision-making and strengthens the ability to maintain discipline consistently. The integration of personal values into daily actions amplifies discipline. Aligning habits with deeply held principles ensures that effort is meaningful and motivating. Actions driven by personal values are less likely to be abandoned because they resonate with identity and purpose. This alignment increases engagement, fosters resilience, and transforms routine effort into purposeful growth, ensuring that discipline is sustained through commitment to what truly matters. Self-compassion is a subtle yet essential element of sustained discipline. Acknowledging human imperfection, accepting occasional lapses, and focusing on return to action rather than guilt prevents discouragement. Discipline thrives when setbacks are treated as temporary and manageable rather than as failures. This approach maintains motivation, encourages persistence, and reinforces the mindset that consistent effort over time is what produces results. Ultimately, building unstoppable discipline through focused daily actions is about creating a reliable system of intentional effort. Each small, deliberate action compounds, strengthening self-control, enhancing competence, and reinforcing identity as a person committed to growth. Discipline becomes not a burden, but a natural extension of daily life, guiding behavior, shaping choices, and producing tangible results. The individual who consistently focuses on meaningful daily actions develops resilience, mastery, and the capacity to achieve goals that once seemed unattainable. Daily focus transforms intention into reality. The repetition of disciplined action builds trust in one's abilities and confidence in the process. Every completed task, no matter how small, contributes to a trajectory of growth that compounds over time. Discipline is not an innate trait, it is a muscle developed through consistent, focused effort. By dedicating attention to deliberate daily actions, the individual lays the foundation for unstoppable momentum, creating a life characterized by achievement, resilience, and purposeful growth. Focused daily action is the vehicle for transforming ambition into tangible results. Every morning presents a choice to act with intention or drift through distraction. By prioritizing purposeful actions, managing the environment, and aligning effort with personal values, discipline emerges naturally. Over time, these repeated intentional actions cultivate a powerful internal structure that supports all areas of life. Discipline is no longer a struggle, but a habit of excellence, a reliable pathway to realizing potential and the engine that drives continuous, sustainable growth. Chapter 3. Track progress consistently to maintain long-term momentum. Tracking progress is one of the most powerful tools for sustaining growth and achieving long-term results. Without measurement, effort can become aimless, motivation can waver, and habits can lose their meaning. When progress is tracked consistently, each action becomes visible, tangible, and purposeful. This visibility creates accountability, reinforces discipline, and ensures that effort is moving in the right direction. The practice of monitoring progress transforms abstract goals into a structured journey, allowing both the mind and body to adapt, improve, and stay committed over time. The first step in effective tracking is to establish clear, measurable markers. Goals need to be quantifiable in order to recognize progress accurately. Vague intentions, such as get better at writing or exercise more, lack the specificity necessary for meaningful evaluation. Instead, define exact metrics such as write 500 words daily or complete 20 push-ups 3 times a week. These markers create a concrete reference point that allows for consistent monitoring. By knowing exactly what success looks like, it becomes easier to identify patterns, maintain momentum, and make adjustments where necessary. Consistency in tracking is critical. Progress cannot be effectively maintained if evaluation occurs sporadically or haphazardly. Establishing a routine for recording actions, outcomes, or milestones embeds tracking into daily life. This could be as simple as maintaining a journal, using a checklist, or employing digital tools that provide immediate feedback. Consistent tracking ensures that small achievements are noticed and that challenges are identified early, preventing minor setbacks from becoming major obstacles. It also reinforces the habit of reflection, which strengthens self-awareness and enhances the ability to improve continuously. Daily reflection enhances the value of tracking. Reviewing each day allows for the assessment of what worked, what didn't, and what can be adjusted moving forward. This practice fosters a proactive approach to growth by identifying bottlenecks, inefficiencies, and patterns that may impede progress. It encourages problem-solving rather than blame and reinforces a mindset focused on learning and improvement. Daily reflection, combined with consistent tracking, transforms effort into actionable insight, ensuring that every step contributes meaningfully to long-term goals. Visualization of tracked progress adds another layer of motivation. Seeing patterns, streaks, and achievements creates a psychological reinforcement that encourages persistence. A simple visual cue, such as marking a calendar, updating a progress chart, or using an app to log completed actions, provides immediate gratification and reinforces commitment. These visual representations make abstract progress concrete, fueling motivation and creating a positive feedback loop where action reinforces belief in one's ability to succeed. Tracking also clarifies priorities by highlighting what actions yield the most meaningful results. Not all effort produces equal outcomes, and consistent evaluation reveals where focus should be directed. By monitoring which actions contribute most to growth, unnecessary effort can be minimized, and time can be allocated more effectively. This ensures that energy is invested in high-impact behaviors, which accelerates results and maximizes the efficiency of daily practices. In essence, tracking transforms random activity into strategic action. Accountability is naturally strengthened through tracking. Recording progress provides evidence of effort, which increases responsibility to oneself and others. When goals are shared with a mentor, friend, or community, visible tracking adds credibility and reinforces commitment. Accountability enhances follow-through by creating social and personal expectations, making it more likely that daily actions will be completed consistently. The combination of self-monitoring and external accountability forms a robust system that supports momentum even during periods of low motivation. Small, measurable improvements compound over time when consistently tracked. Progress is often imperceptible day to day, but by recording every step, patterns of growth become apparent. A daily increase of even a tiny amount accumulates into substantial achievement over weeks and months. Tracking allows these incremental gains to be recognized, celebrated, and leveraged for further improvement. The compounding effect not only advances goals, but also strengthens belief in the power of persistence and reinforces the habit of regular, deliberate effort. Tracking progress provides clarity during challenges. When obstacles arise, recorded data allows for objective evaluation rather than subjective frustration. By analyzing past actions and outcomes, adjustments can be made intelligently and efficiently. This reduces wasted effort, maintains momentum, and ensures that setbacks are temporary rather than derailing. The clarity gained from tracking transforms challenges into manageable variables, allowing focus to remain on consistent action rather than discouragement. Adjustments and course corrections are essential components of effective tracking. Goals, circumstances, and priorities may change, and regular monitoring provides the information necessary to respond appropriately. By observing what strategies work and what require refinement, actions can be optimized for maximum impact. Flexibility in applying insights from tracking ensures that growth remains continuous, adaptive, and resilient to changing conditions. This dynamic approach prevents stagnation and supports long-term achievement. Emotional reinforcement is another benefit of tracking. Observing tangible progress generates a sense of accomplishment, pride, and confidence. These positive emotions strengthen the habit of consistent action, making daily effort more enjoyable and less of a chore. The mental satisfaction derived from seeing results builds resilience, sustains motivation, and reduces the likelihood of abandoning meaningful practices. Emotional reinforcement through visible progress ensures that commitment is maintained over the long term. Tracking also enhances focus by making the consequences of action visible. Knowing that progress is being recorded encourages attention and reduces procrastination. Each action carries weight because it contributes to measurable results, transforming mundane or repetitive tasks into purposeful efforts. This awareness sharpens concentration, improves efficiency, and reinforces the habit of intentionality, which is crucial for maintaining momentum over extended periods. The process of tracking nurtures self-discipline by linking effort with tangible outcomes. When daily actions are recorded, deviation from commitment becomes evident, creating a natural incentive to stay consistent. The discipline developed through systematic monitoring is stronger than willpower alone because it relies on evidence rather than abstract intention. Over time, this practice strengthens the individual's ability to maintain focus, resist distractions, and sustain high levels of performance without relying solely on motivation. Tracking fosters strategic thinking by revealing patterns in behavior. It enables the identification of high-leverage actions that produce the greatest results. By analyzing consistent data, decisions about where to allocate energy and resources become informed and intentional. This strategic awareness ensures that growth is not random, but guided by insight and evidence. Individuals develop the ability to plan effectively, anticipate challenges, and optimize their routines, which strengthens long-term momentum and ensures continual advancement. Incorporating milestones into the tracking process provides motivation and a sense of progression. Milestones act as checkpoints that validate effort and indicate that goals are within reach. Celebrating achievements at each stage, no matter how small, reinforces the value of persistence and maintains morale. Recognizing progress regularly ensures that individuals stay engaged with their goals and continue to act with intention. Milestones bridge the gap between daily action and ultimate achievement, maintaining focus and energy throughout the journey. Adaptation is a critical aspect of tracking. By reviewing outcomes consistently, individuals can identify areas requiring change and respond with targeted strategies. This iterative approach ensures that actions remain effective, relevant, and aligned with evolving goals. The ability to adapt based on tracked data creates resilience, prevents stagnation, and maintains momentum despite shifting circumstances. Tracking is not a static exercise, it is a dynamic process that promotes continuous improvement and sustainable growth. Self-awareness deepens through the practice of tracking. Recording daily actions, outcomes, and reflections illuminates patterns in behavior, decision-making, and emotional response. This insight fosters personal growth by highlighting strengths to leverage and weaknesses to address. The heightened self-understanding gained from consistent monitoring allows individuals to refine habits, improve efficiency, and cultivate the mindset necessary for long-term success. Tracking transforms abstract self-improvement into measurable, actionable insight. Tracking builds confidence by providing evidence of capability. When individuals see that consistent effort produces results, belief in their ability to achieve increases. This confidence reinforces further action, creating a cycle of achievement and self-assurance. The psychological impact of documented progress cannot be underestimated, as it strengthens persistence, encourages risk-taking, and promotes a proactive approach to challenges. Confidence gained through visible progress enhances performance across all areas of life. Ultimately, tracking progress consistently ensures that momentum is maintained, growth is measurable, and goals remain achievable. By monitoring daily actions, reflecting on outcomes, adjusting strategies, and celebrating achievements, individuals create a self-reinforcing system of improvement. The practice transforms effort into insight, intention into action, and small daily steps into lasting success. Tracking is not a passive activity but an active, strategic, and essential practice for anyone seeking meaningful, sustained personal development. Long-term momentum is built when progress is made visible, analyzed, and leveraged. Each recorded action, insight, and milestone contributes to an evolving understanding of what works and what requires refinement. This continuous loop of action, reflection, and adaptation ensures that effort compounds over time, producing results far beyond what initial effort might suggest. Tracking is therefore both a practical tool and a mindset that anchors personal growth in evidence, strategy, and consistent action, making sustainable achievement inevitable. Consistent tracking transforms habits into measurable results, turning intention into progress and incremental steps into significant accomplishment. Each day becomes an opportunity to document growth, evaluate performance, and refine action. By embracing this disciplined approach, individuals ensure that their efforts remain purposeful, aligned, and capable of producing the momentum necessary for lasting transformation. Tracking is the bridge between action and outcome, the engine that sustains progress, and the method by which small, deliberate efforts evolve into meaningful long-term success. Chapter 4. Simplify tasks to ensure easy daily completion. Simplifying tasks is one of the most effective ways to ensure consistent daily completion and sustainable progress. Complexity often creates unnecessary resistance, delays, and mental fatigue, which can prevent even the most motivated individuals from taking action. When tasks are broken down into their simplest form, they become achievable, approachable, and psychologically inviting. The mind responds favorably to clarity, and when an action feels manageable, it is far more likely to be performed consistently. Simplification transforms effort from something daunting into something routine, allowing momentum to build naturally. The first step in simplifying tasks is to identify the core action that produces the most impact. Many tasks are surrounded by extra steps, irrelevant details, or overcomplications that dilute effectiveness. By stripping a task down to its essential component, it becomes easier to start and complete. For example, rather than committing to an hour-long workout immediately, beginning with a 5-minute exercise routine focuses on the action that triggers consistency. Focusing on the essential ensures that effort is directed toward meaningful results, rather than wasted on unnecessary complexity. Clarity is critical when simplifying tasks. Ambiguous or undefined actions create hesitation and mental friction. Instead of saying, "Organize the workspace," define the specific action, put all papers into labeled folders. When a task is clearly articulated, the mind knows exactly what to do, reducing procrastination and increasing the likelihood of completion. Clear, concise tasks are easier to commit to and allow for smooth execution without excessive decision-making or mental energy expenditure. Another principle of simplification is breaking larger projects into smaller sequential steps. Large goals or projects can feel overwhelming, creating resistance that prevents any action from occurring. Dividing work into small, achievable tasks transforms an intimidating project into a series of manageable actions. Completing these incremental steps builds confidence, reinforces momentum, and keeps the individual moving steadily toward the larger goal. By focusing on one small step at a time, the process becomes less about pressure and more about progress. Eliminating unnecessary steps is also essential. Many tasks are burdened with extra actions that do not directly contribute to the outcome. Identifying and removing these redundancies streamlines the process, saving time and energy. For instance, if the goal is to practice writing, skipping non-essential activities and dedicating a few focused minutes to the core action ensures completion. Simplification requires discernment to distinguish between essential and superfluous actions, emphasizing efficiency without sacrificing effectiveness. Standardization helps maintain simplicity. When actions are performed in a consistent, repeatable way, they require less mental effort to initiate. Creating routines or templates for recurring tasks reduces decision fatigue and ensures that completion becomes almost automatic. For example, a simple morning routine for writing, exercise, or meditation removes uncertainty about when or how to act. Standardized tasks allow the mind to focus on execution rather than planning, reinforcing daily habit formation and long-term consistency. Prioritization is a key element of simplification. Focusing on tasks that have the highest impact ensures that effort is used effectively. Attempting to do everything at once can overwhelm the mind and reduce productivity. By selecting the most critical action and simplifying it to its core component, meaningful progress is achieved with minimal strain. Prioritization also reinforces clarity, focus, and purpose, making it easier to maintain consistency and achieve cumulative results over time. Automation and preparation further enhance task simplicity. Setting up the environment or using tools to reduce friction allows actions to be performed with minimal thought or delay. Preparing materials in advance, organizing the workspace, or scheduling reminders reduces the cognitive load required to start a task. This approach ensures that the path to action is smooth and effortless, making daily completion far more achievable. Simplification through preparation removes barriers and supports momentum, allowing habits to grow with minimal resistance. Time-bound simplicity increases completion rates. Setting short, defined periods for tasks reduces overwhelm and encourages focused effort. A 10-minute writing session, a 5-minute meditation, or a brief stretch routine creates a clear time frame for action, making it psychologically easier to begin and maintain. Limiting the duration of a task allows for repeated practice without creating exhaustion, ensuring that consistency is maintained over the long term. Time constraints make completion predictable, reinforcing the habit loop and building reliability in action. Removing distractions is another critical step in simplifying tasks. External interruptions or mental clutter reduce focus and increase the perceived difficulty of action. Creating a distraction-free environment, turning off notifications, clearing unnecessary items, or designating a quiet space enhances task execution and reduces cognitive load. Simplicity is reinforced when the mind can concentrate solely on the essential action, making completion effortless and natural. Visual cues and reminders support task simplification. Placing tools, checklists or prompts in visible locations serves as a direct signal for action. For example, leaving a notebook on the desk or a water bottle on the kitchen counter encourages consistent engagement. These cues reduce the need for conscious effort to remember the task and integrate action seamlessly into daily life. Simplified execution is reinforced when the environment communicates directly with behavior. Delegation and reduction of complexity in multi-step tasks are powerful strategies. When possible, removing tasks that do not require personal attention or delegating responsibilities allows focus on essential actions. Reducing complexity by concentrating on tasks that truly matter increases efficiency, minimizes mental burden, and ensures that daily effort is directed toward meaningful progress. Simplification involves conscious choices about where attention and energy are applied. The principle of starting small complements simplification. Tiny, manageable tasks are easier to perform and less intimidating, allowing habits to form naturally. Completing even the smallest action creates momentum that carries forward into subsequent tasks. Simplicity reduces resistance, and small, consistent effort ensures that daily completion becomes reliable. This combination builds confidence, reinforces commitment, and supports long-term growth. Reflection enhances the power of simplified tasks. Reviewing completed actions, analyzing efficiency, and identifying unnecessary steps allows refinement over time. By consistently seeking ways to reduce friction, increase clarity, and focus on essential elements, daily routines become more effective and sustainable. Reflection reinforces learning from experience, ensuring that simplification is not static but evolves to better support consistent action. Emotional clarity strengthens simplified tasks. Tasks that are meaningful, aligned with values, or directly connected to goals are easier to complete. Simplification is not only about reducing steps, but also about ensuring that actions resonate with purpose. Emotional connection enhances commitment, increases focus, and ensures that daily effort is sustained over time. Tasks that feel relevant and purposeful are completed with greater ease and satisfaction. Energy management complements simplification. Aligning task execution with periods of peak energy increases efficiency and effectiveness. Performing actions when the mind and body are most alert ensures that completion is easier and more productive. Simplifying tasks by adjusting timing to natural energy cycles reduces strain and increases the likelihood of consistent daily practice. Feedback reinforces simplified action. Observing results and adjusting strategies based on real outcomes ensures that tasks remain practical and achievable. Simplification should be adaptive. Tasks that are too difficult, time-consuming, or ineffective must be modified to maintain consistent completion. Feedback allows refinement, ensuring that simplified habits continue to support growth and productivity. Gradual layering builds complexity without losing simplicity. Once a basic task is reliably completed, additional elements can be introduced in small increments. This allows growth and expansion without overwhelming the individual. Simplification ensures that the foundation is stable, making it easier to handle increased complexity over time without losing consistency. Consistency is amplified when tasks are simplified. A clear, manageable, and well-defined action performed daily becomes automatic, reinforcing habits, building momentum, and creating reliable progress. Simplification eliminates unnecessary friction, reduces mental resistance, and allows focus on execution rather than planning. The result is predictable, sustainable daily achievement that forms the foundation for long-term personal growth. Ultimately, simplifying tasks ensures that effort is both effective and sustainable. By reducing complexity, clarifying actions, removing unnecessary steps, and aligning with purpose and energy, daily completion becomes achievable and almost inevitable. Simplification allows momentum to build, habits to form, and progress to compound over time. Through consistent execution of simplified actions, individuals develop confidence, discipline, and the ability to sustain meaningful growth in every area of life. Each simplified task completed is a step toward mastery, consistency, and enduring personal improvement. Chapter 5: Commit fully to tiny actions without overthinking. Committing fully to tiny actions is a practice that transforms small effort into consistent progress and lasting results. The most common barrier to achievement is hesitation created by overthinking. People often delay starting because they imagine the task in its entirety, feeling overwhelmed by the scope or the unknown. Tiny actions bypass this mental resistance. By narrowing focus to one simple step, the mind can act decisively, producing momentum without the burden of overanalysis. Commitment to these small steps is the foundation for habits that expand naturally and create meaningful change over time. The first principle of this practice is clarity in the action itself. A tiny action must be specific and immediately actionable. Ambiguity invites hesitation and excuses. Defining the action clearly, such as write one paragraph or walk for 2 minutes, eliminates uncertainty. When the mind knows exactly what to do, it is easier to begin without doubt. The simplicity of the action allows focus to rest entirely on execution, minimizing the mental chatter that causes procrastination and self-doubt. Immediate engagement is essential. The moment a tiny action is defined, it should be started without delay. Delaying increases the likelihood of overthinking and creates friction. Acting instantly trains the brain to associate clarity with movement, reinforcing the habit of execution rather than contemplation. The psychological momentum gained from starting even a minimal task builds confidence and creates a sense of accomplishment that encourages continuation. Consistency reinforces commitment. Performing tiny actions regularly strengthens self-discipline and ingrains the behavior. Daily repetition makes action automatic, reducing reliance on willpower or motivation. Small, committed actions accumulate to produce results far greater than sporadic, large efforts. The key is persistence, not magnitude. Even minimal effort, when performed consistently, compounds into significant achievement over time. Overthinking is often fueled by fear of imperfection. Tiny actions allow individuals to bypass the pressure of doing everything perfectly. By focusing solely on starting and completing the smallest possible step, the mind is freed from judgment and analysis. Accepting that initial actions may be imperfect encourages forward motion and prevents stagnation. Each completed step becomes evidence of capability, reinforcing the habit of execution without waiting for ideal conditions. Time management enhances the effectiveness of tiny actions. Allocating a specific, short period for each action removes mental negotiation about when to start. Knowing that a task will take only a few minutes reduces resistance and makes commitment easier. Scheduling tiny actions into the day ensures that they become part of a predictable routine, increasing the likelihood of consistent practice and integration into long-term habits. Focus on the present moment strengthens commitment. Tiny actions are most effective when attention is directed entirely to the step at hand. Worrying about future tasks or outcomes divides mental energy and undermines execution. By concentrating fully on the current action, the individual develops precision, awareness, and mastery of effort. Present-focused attention reduces stress, enhances performance, and reinforces the habit of acting decisively. Accountability supports commitment. Sharing intentions with a trusted friend, mentor, or community creates an external layer of motivation. Knowing that someone else is aware of the small action increases follow-through. Accountability is amplified when progress is reported or visible. This external reinforcement complements internal motivation, making tiny actions more likely to be completed consistently, even when self-motivation fluctuates. Eliminating distractions is crucial. Even minor interruptions can derail commitment to small actions. By creating a focused environment free of unnecessary stimuli, the mind is better able to execute tasks immediately. Distraction increases hesitation, which fuels overthinking. Removing interruptions streamlines action, reduces friction, and ensures that even minimal steps are performed with full attention and effort. Repetition strengthens confidence and reinforces the habit loop. Completing the same small action consistently teaches the mind that starting is manageable and success is inevitable. Confidence grows when the brain recognizes repeated completion, which further reduces hesitation and overthinking. This cycle of action and reinforcement builds momentum, making it easier to expand tiny actions into larger habits over time. The principle of minimal resistance is key. Tiny actions should be simple enough to perform without struggle or justification. Reducing the number of steps, materials, or mental effort required increases the likelihood of immediate commitment. When actions are accessible and straightforward, execution becomes almost automatic. The mind recognizes ease as an opportunity rather than a barrier, encouraging regular practice and habit formation. Embracing impermanence of action encourages experimentation. Tiny actions allow for failure or adjustment without significant consequence. Viewing each step as a learning opportunity reduces fear of mistakes and promotes continuous improvement. The small scale of the action makes experimentation low risk, enabling exploration, refinement, and adaptation. This mindset ensures that commitment remains steady, even when results are initially imperfect. Visualization enhances commitment. Mentally rehearsing the tiny action reinforces intention and prepares the mind for execution. Imagining completion creates a mental pathway that makes actual performance more fluid and effortless. Visualization combined with immediate action strengthens the habit of following through, creating alignment between intention and behavior, and reducing the likelihood of hesitation. Gradual expansion builds momentum without overwhelming the mind. Once tiny actions are consistently performed, additional steps can be added incrementally. This method respects natural pacing, prevents burnout, and allows the habit to scale organically. Expansion is sustainable because the foundation of regular, small action is already established. The commitment becomes natural rather than forced, and progress grows in a controlled, reliable manner. Emotional reinforcement strengthens ongoing commitment. Recognizing and celebrating completion of even the smallest steps encourages continued action. Positive feelings associated with accomplishment create motivation to repeat the behavior. Emotional feedback complements logical intention, ensuring that the mind associates action with reward, making subsequent tiny actions easier and more appealing to perform consistently. Reflection improves efficiency. Reviewing the effectiveness of tiny actions allows refinement and optimization. If certain steps create unnecessary complexity or do not produce meaningful progress, they can be simplified further. Reflection ensures that actions remain practical, manageable, and aligned with goals. Adjusting the approach maintains momentum and prevents stagnation, reinforcing the habit of consistent, committed effort. Habit stacking can amplify results. Pairing a tiny action with an existing routine reduces friction and encourages consistent practice. For example, performing a brief stretch immediately after brushing teeth leverages an established habit to create new growth. Habit stacking ensures that commitment to tiny actions is integrated seamlessly into daily life, reducing resistance and increasing consistency. Mindset is central to commitment. Viewing tiny actions as valuable, impactful, and non-negotiable transforms perception and behavior. A belief in the importance of every small step strengthens dedication and reduces mental resistance. When the mind values incremental effort, it approaches each action with seriousness, ensuring that even minimal tasks are executed fully and consistently. Resilience is developed through persistent tiny actions. Each completed step reinforces the capacity to act, despite obstacles, fatigue, or distraction. The practice of commitment builds mental toughness, teaching the brain that effort is possible even in less than ideal conditions. This resilience strengthens confidence and supports the expansion of habits into larger, more ambitious endeavors. Ultimately, committing fully to tiny actions without overthinking creates a reliable framework for growth. Action is taken consistently, resistance is minimized, and habits develop naturally. Small steps, executed with intention and focus, compound into meaningful progress. The individual learns that sustained achievement is less about monumental effort and more about the unwavering commitment to starting and completing each tiny action. Through this disciplined approach, momentum is built, habits solidify, and meaningful results become inevitable. Chapter 6 celebrates small wins to reinforce positive behavior. Celebrating small wins is a crucial strategy for sustaining motivation and reinforcing positive behavior. Achieving meaningful change is rarely immediate, and progress often comes in incremental steps rather than dramatic leaps. Recognizing these incremental achievements acknowledges effort, strengthens confidence, and creates a positive feedback loop that encourages continued action. When small accomplishments are intentionally celebrated, the brain associates effort with reward, making it easier to maintain consistency and momentum over time. This practice ensures that progress is visible, valued, and meaningful, which increases the likelihood of long-term success. The first step in celebrating small wins is to identify specific, tangible achievements that can be recognized immediately. These are often overlooked in the pursuit of larger goals, yet they form the foundation of sustainable progress. Completing a single workout, finishing a paragraph of writing, or successfully avoiding a negative habit are all examples of micro-achievements that deserve attention. By focusing on these small actions, the mind learns to value the process as much as the outcome. Acknowledging effort creates a sense of accomplishment that reinforces the behavior, ensuring it becomes part of a consistent routine. Gratitude amplifies the impact of celebrating small wins. Taking a moment to reflect on the effort put in and appreciating the ability to act strengthens both motivation and self-awareness. Gratitude highlights personal agency and reminds individuals that their efforts matter, even in the early stages of growth. This acknowledgement encourages persistence, builds resilience, and creates an emotional connection to progress that fosters continued engagement with positive behaviors. Rewarding yourself for small wins is not limited to tangible items. Mental and emotional recognition can be equally powerful. Internal acknowledgement such as verbal praise, self-reflection, or journaling reinforces the behavior without requiring external validation. This internal reinforcement solidifies the connection between action and reward, training the brain to expect satisfaction from effort. Over time, this strengthens intrinsic motivation and reduces reliance on external incentives, making consistent action more natural and sustainable. Tracking accomplishments enhances the celebration of small wins. By recording completed actions, progress becomes visible, measurable, and undeniable. This process transforms abstract effort into concrete evidence of achievement. Whether it is checking off items on a list, updating a journal, or maintaining a progress chart, Documenting success provides repeated opportunities for recognition. Seeing cumulative progress builds confidence, maintains momentum, and reinforces the habit of positive behavior, making it easier to sustain long-term commitment. Sharing accomplishments with others amplifies their effect. Discussing small wins with a supportive friend, mentor, or community strengthens accountability and encourages continued effort. Social recognition validates progress and creates an environment in which positive behavior is celebrated collectively. This external reinforcement complements personal acknowledgement, making achievements feel meaningful and encouraging further action. Celebrating together also fosters motivation through shared inspiration and mutual support. Reflection is an integral part of celebrating small wins. Taking the time to consider what was accomplished, how it was achieved, and what it signifies in the broader context of goals reinforces the learning process. Reflection provides insight into effective strategies, uncovers areas for improvement, and reinforces the value of incremental effort. By combining recognition with thoughtful analysis, each small win becomes a lesson that guides future action and strengthens long-term habits. The psychological impact of celebrating small wins is profound. The brain responds positively to acknowledgement of success, producing chemicals that enhance mood, reinforce neural pathways, and increase motivation. These neurological benefits create a natural incentive to continue action, forming a cycle where effort leads to recognition, which leads to further effort. Over time, this cycle strengthens self-efficacy, resilience, and the ability to maintain focus on meaningful goals. Integrating celebration into daily routines ensures that recognition is consistent and intentional. Even brief moments of acknowledgement, such as taking a deep breath of satisfaction, noting a success in a journal, or verbally affirming progress, reinforce positive behavior. By embedding recognition into habitual practices, celebration becomes automatic and habitual, providing regular reinforcement that keeps motivation high and behaviors consistent. Celebrating progress also reduces the tendency to become discouraged by setbacks. When small wins are recognized, individuals maintain a sense of achievement even in the face of challenges. This perspective shifts focus from what has not yet been accomplished to what has been achieved, creating resilience and sustaining commitment. Maintaining this positive orientation prevents discouragement, encourages problem-solving, and ensures that temporary obstacles do not derail long-term growth. Visualization enhances the impact of celebrating small wins. Mentally recalling successes, even minor ones, reinforces confidence and motivation. Visualization allows the mind to experience accomplishment repeatedly, strengthening the association between effort and positive outcomes. This mental rehearsal creates a sense of continuity and progress, reinforcing the habit loop and ensuring that small achievements contribute to sustained personal development. Creating rituals around celebration magnifies its effect. Rituals, such as a brief pause after completing a task, a personal acknowledgement statement, or a small symbolic gesture, reinforce the habit of recognizing success. These consistent practices train the mind to expect recognition and reward, making completion of tasks more satisfying and reinforcing the behavior over time. Ritualized celebration strengthens commitment and builds a culture of acknowledgement within personal routines. Small wins serve as building blocks for larger achievements. By consistently recognizing incremental progress, individuals develop confidence, skills, and momentum that enable the pursuit of more ambitious goals. Each tiny success validates the effort required for sustained growth and provides evidence that change is possible. This accumulation of victories creates a foundation for increasingly complex and challenging tasks, making long-term achievement more attainable and sustainable. The practice of celebrating small wins reinforces positive identity. Recognizing effort and achievement strengthens the perception of oneself as capable, committed, and disciplined. This identity reinforcement aligns behavior with self-perception, making continued positive action more likely. When individuals see themselves as consistent achievers, even minor accomplishments support a self-concept that drives further progress. Identity and behavior become mutually reinforcing, creating a stable framework for ongoing growth. Accountable goal setting enhances the value of small wins. When specific, measurable objectives are defined, incremental achievements can be recognized as meaningful progress toward larger aims. This alignment ensures that each small action has purpose, increasing both motivation and satisfaction. Recognizing how tiny steps contribute to broader objectives provides context, reinforcing the significance of effort and sustaining engagement. Positive reinforcement strengthens neural pathways associated with habit formation. Acknowledgement of small wins trains the brain to repeat behaviors that produce reward. This neurological reinforcement ensures that positive actions are more likely to become habitual over time. By celebrating progress consistently, the individual leverages natural brain mechanisms to support habit development and long-term growth, creating a self-sustaining system of improvement. Emotional regulation is supported by celebrating small wins. Recognizing achievement, even in incremental form, produces feelings of pride, satisfaction, and motivation. These positive emotions counteract stress, frustration, and fatigue, allowing for sustained effort. Emotional reinforcement encourages persistence, maintains focus, and reduces the likelihood of abandoning tasks, ensuring that momentum continues despite obstacles. Adaptation and growth are facilitated by acknowledgement of progress. Celebrating small wins provides feedback that informs adjustments, refinements, and improvements. Each recognized achievement offers insight into what strategies work, what requires modification, and where additional effort is most effective. This adaptive approach ensures that positive behavior is continually optimized, making progress more efficient and impactful. Finally, the habit of celebrating small wins cultivates a mindset of progress and positivity. It trains the mind to recognize effort, value incremental growth, and find satisfaction in consistent action. By embedding recognition into daily life, individuals maintain motivation, reinforce discipline, and create a system where effort naturally leads to visible and meaningful results. Small wins, celebrated deliberately, compound into lasting achievement, building both confidence and the momentum required for sustained personal transformation. Chapter 7. Adjust routines gradually to improve overall efficiency. Adjusting routines gradually is essential for creating sustainable efficiency and consistent progress in daily life. Large, sudden changes often lead to resistance, overwhelm, and failure, while incremental modifications allow the mind and body to adapt naturally. By introducing small adjustments over time, routines become optimized without creating unnecessary stress or disruption. Gradual refinement enables consistent action, reduces friction, and improves productivity while preserving energy and motivation. The goal is to make daily practices smoother, more effective, and aligned with personal objectives through deliberate, manageable improvements. The first principle is observation. To adjust routines effectively, it is necessary to analyze current habits and identify areas of inefficiency. Examine how time is spent, which actions produce results, and which activities create unnecessary friction. Awareness of patterns, distractions, and bottlenecks provides a clear starting point for improvement. By understanding existing routines, small targeted adjustments can be introduced that have the most meaningful impact on efficiency and consistency. Prioritization is key when adjusting routines. Not all tasks are equally important, and focusing on high-impact activities ensures that energy is used effectively. Identify the actions that directly contribute to goals and streamline or reduce less significant tasks. Shifting attention toward the most valuable behaviors enhances productivity without overloading the schedule. Gradual prioritization allows the mind to focus on meaningful effort while maintaining balance and avoiding unnecessary complexity. Incremental change is the foundation of routine improvement. Altering small components of a schedule, such as changing the order of tasks, shortening time blocks, or introducing minor new habits, creates efficiency without overwhelming the system. Gradual changes are easier to adopt, more likely to become habitual, and allow the individual to maintain momentum. The accumulation of minor improvements compounds over time, producing significant gains in performance and productivity. Consistency supports adjustment. Small changes require regular application to integrate fully into routines. Repetition over time solidifies the new pattern, making it automatic and effortless. Adjusting one element at a time allows the brain to adapt without creating cognitive overload. This steady approach ensures that routines evolve in a controlled, sustainable manner, enhancing overall efficiency while maintaining reliability and stability in daily habits. Flexibility enhances effectiveness. Routines must accommodate unexpected events, energy fluctuations, and shifting priorities. Gradual adjustments allow routines to remain adaptable, ensuring that efficiency is maintained under changing circumstances. By introducing small modifications, individuals can test and refine their approach without rigid adherence that may create stress or resistance. Flexibility encourages problem-solving and resilience, which supports long-term growth and performance. Time allocation is an important focus for adjustment. Analyze how time is distributed among tasks and identify opportunities to reduce wasted effort. Gradually redistributing time toward high-priority actions increases output and ensures that energy is spent effectively. Minor changes in duration, sequencing, or frequency of activities can optimize efficiency while preserving balance and focus throughout the day. Preparation enhances routine adjustments. Organizing materials, planning ahead, and establishing simple systems reduce friction and make transitions between tasks smoother. Preparing the environment in small ways, such as laying out tools or scheduling reminders, supports the execution of refined routines. Incremental preparation ensures that each adjustment is practical, realistic, and easily implemented, increasing the likelihood of sustained improvement. Evaluation is essential in the process of gradual adjustment. Periodically reviewing routines to measure effectiveness ensures that changes are producing the desired results. Assess which modifications are successful, which require refinement, and which may be unnecessary. By systematically evaluating routines, individuals can make data-driven decisions about improvements, ensuring that each adjustment enhances efficiency and contributes to consistent progress. Minimizing decision fatigue strengthens the impact of adjusted routines. Repetitive decisions drain mental energy and reduce effectiveness. Introducing small structural changes, such as fixed sequences or automated triggers, reduces cognitive load and allows focus to remain on meaningful action. Gradual adjustments that simplify decision-making, improve consistency, preserve energy, and reinforce discipline within daily habits. Layering changes progressively ensures stability. Introducing too many modifications at once can overwhelm the system, while gradual layering allows each adjustment to integrate fully before adding the next. This approach maintains continuity, reduces stress, and increases the likelihood of permanent adoption. Over time, layered adjustments compound into highly efficient routines without creating disruption or resistance. Behavioral reinforcement supports gradual routine adjustments. Linking new behaviors to existing habits strengthens adoption. For example, adding a 5-minute reflection after a regular morning exercise session leverages existing consistency to integrate a new practice. Gradual reinforcement creates a seamless transition, ensuring that adjustments become habitual and contribute to sustained efficiency and productivity. Energy management is critical for improving routines. Aligning tasks with natural energy levels enhances execution and reduces fatigue. Adjusting routines to match peak performance periods ensures that high-priority actions are performed when focus and alertness are greatest. Small shifts in timing, pacing, or sequencing of tasks optimize efficiency while maintaining well-being and motivation. Breaking routines into smaller, actionable components supports gradual improvement. Large, complex sequences can create overwhelm and resistance, while simplifying actions ensures they are achievable. Focusing on one component at a time allows for precise adjustment and reliable integration into the overall schedule. This approach improves efficiency while maintaining clarity, control, and consistency in daily practice. Tracking progress enhances the impact of routine adjustments. Monitoring how changes affect outcomes provides insight into what works best. Recording results, noting time savings, or evaluating effectiveness allows for informed refinement. Feedback loops reinforce learning, ensure accountability, and guide continued improvement, making each adjustment purposeful and measurable. Flexibility in pacing ensures long-term adoption. Gradual adjustments allow the mind and body to acclimate without causing stress or disruption. Small incremental changes create a sense of control and prevent the discouragement that often comes from attempting major overhauls. Maintaining a manageable pace ensures that routines evolve sustainably and consistently over time. Minimizing friction supports successful integration of adjustments. Identify barriers that hinder action and modify the routine to reduce resistance. This could include simplifying steps, reorganizing tasks, or eliminating unnecessary distractions. Reducing friction ensures that new behaviors are easier to perform, increasing consistency and effectiveness while making daily execution more enjoyable and achievable. Positive reinforcement strengthens routine adjustments. Recognizing and appreciating improvements, no matter how small, encourages continued effort and commitment. Celebrating milestones within the process enhances motivation, reinforces discipline, and supports the habit loop. Gradual acknowledgement of progress keeps routines dynamic and promotes sustained efficiency over time. Adaptation ensures that routines remain relevant. As goals, priorities, or circumstances change, small modifications allow routines to stay aligned with current needs. Continuous adaptation prevents stagnation, improves resilience, and maximizes productivity. Gradual adjustments ensure that routines are flexible, effective, and capable of supporting long-term growth without requiring constant large-scale overhauls. Ultimately, adjusting routines gradually creates a system where efficiency, productivity, and consistency are continually enhanced. Incremental improvements reduce resistance, preserve energy, and integrate seamlessly into daily life. Each small adjustment compounds over time, resulting in optimized routines that support meaningful progress. By committing to observation, evaluation, and incremental refinement, individuals develop sustainable practices that maximize results, improve discipline, and cultivate a lifelong habit of continuous improvement. Chapter 8. Prioritize habits that directly impact personal success. Prioritizing habits that directly impact personal success is essential for creating meaningful progress and long-term achievement. Many people spend time on activities that feel productive but do not contribute to their most important goals. Identifying and focusing on high-impact behaviors ensures that effort is directed where it matters most. When habits are chosen deliberately, energy is conserved, results are amplified, and momentum builds steadily toward personal and professional growth. Prioritization turns daily routines into tools for advancement rather than distractions that consume time without producing meaningful outcomes. The first step is clarity about what constitutes success. Define personal and professional goals with precision, understanding which actions will directly support their attainment. Without clear objectives, it is impossible to determine which habits truly matter. Knowing the specific outcomes you want allows you to select behaviors that contribute most effectively to progress. Clarity ensures that effort is purposeful, decisions are guided by long-term vision, and daily actions are aligned with meaningful outcomes. Focus on high-leverage habits is essential. High-leverage behaviors are those that produce disproportionate results relative to the time and energy invested. These habits may include disciplined work routines, consistent skill developments, strategic networking, or financial management. Prioritizing these actions ensures that effort is impactful, reducing wasted time on low-value tasks. Concentrating on high-leverage habits allows consistent progress toward goals while maintaining balance and efficiency. Assess current routines to identify low-value activities. Many habits consume energy without creating measurable benefits. Watching excessive entertainment, checking social media repeatedly, or performing tasks that provide minimal return can drain focus. Recognizing these low-value behaviors allows for their reduction or elimination, freeing time and mental capacity for actions that directly support success. Prioritization requires honesty and willingness to let go of activities that do not serve long-term objectives. Time blocking is an effective strategy for habit prioritization. Allocating dedicated periods for high-impact actions ensures that they receive consistent attention. By structuring the day around meaningful habits, less important tasks are naturally deprioritized. Time blocking reduces decision fatigue, reinforces discipline, and guarantees that energy is directed toward productive and goal-aligned behaviors consistently. Small, consistent actions create cumulative impact. Even minimal effort, when focused on high-priority habits, produces significant results over time. Daily commitment to these behaviors compounds, strengthening skills, building discipline, and advancing personal success. By performing priority habits reliably, momentum is created, which accelerates progress and increases confidence in the ability to achieve long-term goals. Eliminate distractions that interfere with high-priority habits. Environmental and digital interruptions often prevent consistent engagement in meaningful actions. Creating a workspace or schedule that minimizes these interruptions supports focus, enhances efficiency, and ensures that habits with the greatest impact are performed consistently. Reducing friction around priority actions makes their execution easier and more automatic. Track outcomes to reinforce the importance of prioritized habits. Monitoring progress provides tangible evidence of which actions produce results and which are less effective. This feedback allows refinement, helping focus even more accurately on behaviors that drive success. Tracking builds accountability, supports self-awareness, and ensures that daily effort is aligned with meaningful outcomes, creating a clear connection between habit and achievement. Leverage habit stacking to integrate priority actions seamlessly. Pairing new high-impact behaviors with existing routines reduces resistance and increases the likelihood of consistent execution. For example, following an established morning routine with an additional planning session ensures the habit becomes automatic. Habit stacking reinforces priority behaviors while minimizing disruption to established practices, supporting sustained focus and efficiency. Energy management enhances the effectiveness of prioritized habits. Perform high-impact actions during periods of peak alertness and focus. Aligning habits with natural energy cycles ensures they are executed efficiently, with greater precision and consistency. Scheduling demanding tasks when the mind and body are most capable maximizes output, reinforces discipline, and ensures that effort contributes meaningfully to personal success. Gradual refinement of priority habits strengthens consistency. Small adjustments to timing, duration, or method can improve efficiency and outcomes without overwhelming the system. By continuously optimizing high-impact behaviors, they become more effective, easier to perform, and more deeply integrated into daily routines. Gradual improvement ensures that priority habits remain sustainable, adaptive, and aligned with evolving goals. Accountability reinforces habit prioritization. Sharing intentions with a mentor, colleague, or supportive community creates an external layer of motivation and oversight. Knowing that progress is observed encourages consistent effort, reducing the likelihood of procrastination or distraction. Accountability amplifies the commitment to high-priority behaviors, ensuring they are performed reliably and with attention to quality and outcome. Reflection supports sustained focus on meaningful habits. Regularly assessing which actions yield the greatest results allows for adjustments and improvements. Reflection provides insight into habits that are truly contributing to personal success versus those that are less effective. This ongoing evaluation ensures that daily routines are refined continually, maximizing the impact of time and effort invested in high-priority behaviors. Positive reinforcement strengthens commitment to priority habits. Recognizing the impact of consistent action reinforces motivation and builds confidence. Each successful execution of a high-impact behavior validates the importance of the habit, creating a psychological reward that encourages repetition. Reinforcement ensures that habits are sustained and consistently aligned with goals, turning effort into measurable, reliable progress. Simplifying high-priority habits increases adherence. Reducing complexity and breaking actions into manageable steps makes them easier to perform consistently. Simplified habits reduce mental resistance, decrease procrastination, and enhance execution. By focusing on simplicity, even challenging actions can be integrated seamlessly into daily life, ensuring that priority behaviors are maintained without causing stress or overwhelm. Integration into daily life maximizes the effect of priority habits. Embedding high-impact behaviors into existing routines creates predictability, reduces friction, and increases consistency. Actions become part of the rhythm of the day, reducing reliance on willpower and making success more sustainable. Integration ensures that priority habits are performed reliably and contribute continuously to personal growth and achievement. Mindset alignment ensures that habits remain goal-oriented. Belief in the value of actions strengthens motivation and reinforces commitment. When individuals perceive behaviors as essential for personal success, they approach each habit with focus, discipline, and determination. Mindset alignment turns daily actions into intentional, purpose-driven practices that produce meaningful outcomes over time. Persistence ensures that priority habits are maintained despite challenges. Consistent execution, even when faced with obstacles, reinforces discipline and resilience. Prioritizing high-impact behaviors requires dedication, patience, and adaptability, all of which strengthen character and improve the ability to achieve long-term goals. Persistence ensures that effort remains steady, momentum is sustained, and progress continues regardless of circumstances. Ultimately, prioritizing habits that directly impact personal success transforms effort into measurable achievement. By focusing on high-leverage actions, eliminating distractions, tracking results, and reinforcing consistent execution, daily routines become powerful tools for growth. Each prioritized habit contributes meaningfully to progress, strengthens discipline, and builds momentum toward larger goals. Through deliberate selection and consistent performance of priority behaviors, individuals maximize efficiency, cultivate resilience, and create a foundation for enduring personal and professional success. Chapter 9. Replace bad habits with tiny constructive actions. Replacing bad habits with tiny constructive actions is a practical strategy for creating lasting change without overwhelming the mind or willpower. Bad habits are often automatic behaviors that drain energy, reduce focus, and undermine goals. Attempting to eliminate them abruptly usually triggers resistance, stress, or relapse. Instead, introducing small, positive actions in place of destructive behaviors allows transformation to occur naturally. Tiny constructive actions occupy the space of negative habits, gradually reshaping routines and reinforcing beneficial patterns that support long-term success and personal growth. The first step is awareness of the habits that require change. Observing behaviors without judgment provides clarity about which actions are harmful and the contexts in which they occur. Recognizing triggers, environments, and emotional states that lead to negative habits allows for deliberate intervention. Awareness ensures that replacement actions are targeted, practical, and capable of interrupting the cycle of automatic behavior. Choosing tiny constructive actions is critical. These actions should be simple, immediately achievable, and aligned with personal goals. For example, replacing mindless snacking with a short walk, or swapping social media scrolling with reading a single paragraph creates an accessible alternative to negative behavior. The small scale reduces mental resistance and ensures that action is sustainable, making consistent replacement more achievable. Timing and context matter in habit replacement. Constructive actions should be introduced in the same circumstances where bad habits typically occur. By linking the new behavior to the habitual trigger, the brain begins to associate the context with positive action rather than the old habit. This targeted approach interrupts automatic patterns, strengthens new pathways, and increases the likelihood of lasting change. Consistency reinforces new habits. Repeating tiny constructive actions regularly solidifies the behavior and weakens the neural pathways that support bad habits. Daily practice, even in minimal amounts, creates momentum and establishes a reliable routine. The cumulative effect of consistent replacement gradually shifts identity and behavior, making positive habits automatic and reducing the influence of negative actions over time. Simplification improves success. Constructive actions should be easy to perform and require minimal effort or planning. The simpler the replacement, the lower the resistance to action. Reducing complexity allows the brain to focus on execution rather than deliberation, making the new habit more likely to stick. Over time, even small steps accumulate into significant behavioral change. Tracking progress provides evidence of improvement and reinforces commitment. Recording each instance of successful replacement highlights consistency and motivates continuation. Tracking transforms abstract effort into visible results, reinforcing accountability and awareness. Observing incremental progress strengthens confidence, reduces discouragement, and encourages continued engagement with constructive actions. Mindset plays a crucial role in replacing habits. Viewing the process as an opportunity for growth rather than a punishment creates positive associations with change. Embracing curiosity, patience, and self-compassion allows the individual to persist through setbacks and recognize incremental success. A constructive mindset frames tiny actions as meaningful and empowering, which increases consistency and resilience. Environment supports habit replacement. Modifying surroundings to minimize triggers and enhance cues for positive behavior reduces reliance on willpower. Removing distractions, organizing spaces, and making constructive actions more accessible increases the likelihood of execution. Environment alignment reinforces new habits while weakening the influence of bad habits, making replacement smoother and more effective. Immediate engagement is essential. When a trigger for a bad habit arises, performing the replacement action without delay prevents the automatic behavior from taking hold. Acting instantly strengthens the association between the cue and the new behavior, reducing the power of the old habit. Prompt response ensures that the brain begins to recognize constructive action as the default response, reinforcing consistency and self-control. Reward strengthens habit replacement. Celebrating small successes, even internally, reinforces the behavior and builds motivation. Positive feedback, such as acknowledging effort, noting progress, or experiencing satisfaction from completing the action, enhances the appeal of constructive behaviors. Reward creates a feedback loop that encourages repetition and solidifies the replacement habit, making it easier to sustain over time. Gradual expansion increases effectiveness. Once a tiny constructive action is reliably performed, it can be expanded slightly to produce more substantial benefits. For instance, a 2-minute walk can grow into 10 minutes, or reading one paragraph can evolve into a full chapter. Incremental growth ensures that progress continues without creating resistance or burnout, turning small improvements into larger, impactful habits. Reflection improves outcomes. Regularly reviewing which actions are effective and which require adjustment ensures continued alignment with goals. Reflection helps identify barriers, optimize execution, and strengthen strategies for replacement. Evaluating the process creates self-awareness, encourages refinement, and maintains forward momentum, ensuring that constructive actions remain impactful and relevant. Accountability enhances adherence. Sharing intentions with a friend, mentor, or support network increases commitment and reduces the likelihood of relapse. External observation reinforces internal motivation and provides encouragement when consistency falters. Accountability ensures that the replacement of bad habits becomes a deliberate reinforced practice rather than a passive or temporary change. Combining replacement with visualization strengthens the habit. Mentally rehearsing the constructive action before encountering a trigger prepares the brain for immediate execution. Visualization creates neural pathways that support automatic response, reducing hesitation and increasing confidence. Practicing mentally reinforces intention, making it easier to implement new behavior consistently when the actual opportunity arises. Adaptation ensures sustainability. Life circumstances, energy levels, or environments may change, requiring adjustments to replacement actions. Gradually modifying constructive behaviors to fit current conditions preserves continuity, prevents frustration, and supports long-term integration. Flexibility ensures that new habits remain achievable and relevant, maintaining consistent progress even in changing contexts. Self-compassion supports persistence. Replacing bad habits is rarely linear, and occasional lapses are natural. Viewing setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures maintains motivation and reduces discouragement. Compassion allows individuals to recover quickly, reaffirm commitment, and continue executing constructive actions without losing momentum. Combining multiple small actions amplifies impact. Introducing a series of tiny, Complementary behaviors can create a supportive network that reinforces positive change. For example, replacing unhealthy snacking with drinking water while taking a short walk creates multiple touchpoints for constructive habits. Synergistic actions strengthen overall routine, making replacement more robust and effective. Long-term identity shifts result from consistent replacement. Repeated execution of constructive actions gradually reshapes self-perception. Individuals begin to see themselves as disciplined, proactive, and capable of positive change. Identity alignment strengthens habit persistence as behavior becomes consistent with self-image, ensuring that constructive actions are maintained over time. Ultimately, replacing bad habits with tiny constructive actions transforms behavior without overwhelming effort or willpower. Small, deliberate steps interrupt automatic patterns, build momentum, and reinforce positive behaviors that align with goals. Over time, these incremental changes compound, creating lasting improvement, enhanced self-discipline, and meaningful personal growth. Commitment to consistent execution, reflection, and gradual expansion ensures that replacement actions become durable habits, transforming challenges into opportunities for sustained success and mastery of daily behavior. Chapter 10. Visualize daily success to strengthen mental focus. Visualizing daily success is a powerful technique for enhancing focus, clarity, and consistent performance. The mind responds strongly to clear, repeated images of achievement, and imagining success creates a mental blueprint for action. This practice primes the brain to recognize opportunities, maintain attention, and perform with intention. When visualization is integrated into daily routines, it strengthens confidence, reinforces discipline, and supports the execution of high-impact habits. The process is simple, accessible, and immediately actionable, yet its effects on mental focus and productivity are profound and lasting. Begin by defining what success looks like for the day. Clearly identify the tasks, behaviors, and outcomes that represent achievement. Without a concrete vision, visualization loses direction and impact. Daily goals can include completing specific work, exercising, engaging in learning, or maintaining personal growth habits. Knowing exactly what to visualize allows the mind to focus on desired outcomes rather than ambiguous intentions. This clarity ensures that mental rehearsal aligns with practical action and measurable progress. Use vivid sensory details to strengthen mental imagery. Imagine not only the actions to be performed, but also the environment, the physical sensations, and the emotional experience associated with success. Picture the feeling of satisfaction upon completing tasks, the sound of accomplishment, and the confidence gained from disciplined execution. Engaging multiple senses in visualization makes the experience more tangible and reinforces neural pathways that support the desired behavior. The more lifelike the mental picture, the stronger its influence on focus and motivation. Incorporate timing into visualization. Mentally rehearsing the day in the morning or the night before prepares the mind to act efficiently and decisively. A structured mental review of tasks ensures that attention is directed toward priorities and prevents distraction by minor or irrelevant activities. Timing visualization around natural transitions in the day maximizes its effectiveness, creating a mental map that guides action and strengthens concentration. Focus on process as well as outcome. While envisioning results is motivating, visualizing the steps required to achieve them ensures that the mind understands how to act. Mentally performing each action reinforces correct execution, reduces hesitation, and improves efficiency. The brain begins to recognize patterns, anticipate challenges, and develop solutions in advance. This combination of process and outcome visualization strengthens mental preparedness and enhances overall performance throughout the day. Consistency enhances results. Visualization should be practiced daily to create a habit that reinforces focus automatically. Repetition strengthens neural connections associated with attention, goal-directed behavior, and self-discipline. Daily engagement builds mental resilience, improves clarity, and reduces stress by familiarizing the mind with desired outcomes. Over time, this practice produces a reliable foundation of focus, motivation, and purposeful action. Pair visualization with emotion to increase impact. Feeling the success, satisfaction, and pride associated with achieving daily goals creates a motivational force that encourages sustained effort. Emotions energize the brain, making the mental rehearsal more effective and deeply ingraining the behavior in memory. Emotional engagement strengthens commitment, enhances attention, and ensures that visualization translates into practical execution rather than remaining an abstract exercise. Integrate visualization into pre-existing routines for ease of practice. A brief moment before starting work, during a morning ritual, or before engaging in a challenging task provides an ideal opportunity. Linking visualization to regular daily activities ensures consistency and embeds mental rehearsal into habitual patterns. This integration reduces the likelihood of skipping practice and creates a seamless connection between mental preparation and actual performance. Combine visualization with positive affirmations to reinforce focus. Mentally stating intention-driven statements while picturing success aligns belief with action. For example, affirming competence, persistence, or clarity strengthens confidence and reduces self-doubt. The combination of mental imagery and verbal reinforcement primes the mind for decisive, focused action and enhances the likelihood of achieving intended outcomes consistently. Track outcomes to reinforce the effectiveness of visualization. Observing progress and noting accomplishments after daily mental rehearsal confirms its practical value. Tracking creates feedback that links visualization to tangible results, strengthening motivation and reinforcing the habit. This evidence-based approach increases trust in the practice, ensuring that visualization becomes a reliable and powerful tool for maintaining focus and productivity. Use visualization to anticipate obstacles. Mentally rehearsing potential challenges and planning responses increases preparedness and reduces stress when difficulties arise. This forward-looking approach equips the mind with strategies to stay on course, maintain attention, and execute actions efficiently. By visualizing both success and potential hurdles, the mind becomes proactive rather than reactive, enhancing resilience and focus under pressure. Gradually expand the scope of visualization. Begin with small, manageable tasks and progressively include larger goals or complex sequences of actions. Incremental expansion allows the mind to adapt, strengthens attention, and builds confidence in the ability to handle increasing demands. Over time, broader visualization enhances overall focus, planning skills, and the capacity to achieve meaningful outcomes consistently. Pair visualization with tangible cues for reinforcement. Writing down goals, placing reminders in visible locations, or using objects as symbolic triggers strengthens the mental rehearsal process. Physical cues anchor visualization in the real world, enhancing attention, motivation, and execution. This connection ensures that mental practice translates into consistent action rather than remaining purely internal. Mindfulness enhances visualization effectiveness. Focusing fully on the present mental image without distraction ensures clarity and depth. Avoiding wandering thoughts allows the brain to encode the desired behavior and outcomes more effectively. Practicing mindfulness during visualization strengthens concentration, increases mental control, and ensures that the rehearsal produces tangible improvements in focus and productivity. Reflection reinforces the impact of daily visualization. At the end of the day, reviewing what was imagined and what was accomplished helps identify alignment, gaps, and areas for improvement. This reflective practice strengthens learning, highlights successes, and informs adjustments for future visualization. By connecting mental rehearsal to real-world outcomes, focus becomes sharper and intentional action more consistent. Energy alignment maximizes results. Visualize when alert and mentally receptive to increase clarity, retention, and motivation. Practicing visualization during optimal mental states ensures that images are vivid, actionable, and effective at shaping behavior. Aligning mental rehearsal with energy levels enhances focus, reduces fatigue, and prepares the mind for productive action. Visualization strengthens confidence by providing repeated experiences of success in the mind. Mentally achieving goals builds self-assurance, reduces anxiety, and reinforces belief in one's capability. Confidence cultivated through visualization translates into decisive action, improved performance, and a proactive approach to challenges. Strong mental belief supports sustained focus and consistent execution of high-priority behaviors. Combine visualization with planning for practical application. Mentally rehearsing actions, sequencing tasks, and anticipating obstacles complements concrete planning efforts. This combination transforms abstract imagery into actionable steps, ensuring that visualization informs and guides real-world performance. Planning and visualization together produce a cohesive framework for achieving daily objectives efficiently and effectively. Persistence in daily practice ensures long-term benefits. Daily visualization strengthens neural pathways, builds focus, and reinforces discipline. Repeated engagement trains the mind to maintain attention on meaningful outcomes, even in the face of distractions or setbacks. Persistence ensures that the practice becomes habitual, producing cumulative benefits that compound over time, enhancing both focus and overall productivity. Ultimately, visualizing daily success creates a mental environment where focus, clarity, and purposeful action flourish. It primes the brain for achievement, strengthens confidence, and reinforces discipline through consistent rehearsal of desired outcomes. By integrating vivid, emotionally engaged, and consistent visualization into daily life, individuals cultivate sharper attention, greater resilience, and the ability to perform with intention. Over time, this practice transforms mental focus into a powerful tool for personal growth, consistent accomplishment, and sustained success in all areas of life. Chapter 11. Build consistency by performing habits at the same time. Building consistency by performing habits at the same time each day is one of the most effective ways to transform actions into automatic routines. When behaviors are anchored to a specific time, they require less mental effort to initiate, reducing resistance and increasing reliability. The human brain thrives on patterns, and repeated performance at the same hour reinforces neural pathways that make habits feel natural and effortless. By creating a predictable schedule for high-value actions, focus is maintained, discipline is strengthened, and personal growth becomes a daily, unshakable practice. The first principle is to select a specific time for each habit. Clarity about when an action will be performed eliminates uncertainty and reduces procrastination. Whether it is morning exercise, evening reading, or midday planning, establishing a clear time frame ensures that the habit is prioritized and consistently executed. Predictability in timing transforms habits from optional tasks into integral parts of daily life, supporting steady progress toward goals. Linking habits to existing routines. amplifies success. Anchoring a new habit to a pre-established action creates a seamless transition. For instance, performing stretches immediately after brushing teeth or reviewing goals after morning coffee leverages existing consistency. This approach reduces the need for conscious effort, allowing the habit to integrate naturally into the rhythm of the day while reinforcing commitment. Repetition at the same time strengthens discipline. Performing an action consistently trains the mind and body to anticipate and prepare for it. Over time, initiation becomes almost automatic, freeing cognitive energy for other tasks. This reliable repetition reinforces self-control and resilience, creating momentum that extends to other areas of personal development. Environmental cues support timed habits. Aligning the environment with the chosen schedule reduces friction and enhances execution. Preparing materials, setting reminders, or arranging a dedicated space for the habit ensures that the action is easily accessible. Environmental consistency creates a supportive framework that makes it easier to perform the habit on schedule without distraction or delay. Start small to ensure sustainability. Initial habits should require minimal effort to reduce resistance and build confidence. Short, manageable actions performed consistently at the same time lay a foundation for more ambitious behaviors. Small wins reinforce the habit loop, demonstrating the feasibility of consistent action and encouraging incremental growth over time. Track performance to maintain accountability. Monitoring whether habits are performed at the scheduled time reinforces commitment and highlights patterns of success or inconsistency. This feedback allows for adjustments, celebrates achievement, and strengthens motivation. Tracking progress also provides a tangible sense of accomplishment, reinforcing the value of maintaining consistency in habit execution. Adapt the schedule to personal energy levels. Performing habits when mental focus and physical energy are highest maximizes effectiveness. Morning, afternoon, or evening timing should align with individual rhythms to ensure that actions are executed with attention and quality. Timing habits to coincide with natural peaks enhances performance, makes adherence easier, and strengthens the habit's impact on overall growth. Pair habits with a brief ritual to signal initiation. Small preparatory actions like taking a deep breath, adjusting the workspace, or reviewing a checklist signal the start of the habit and prime the mind for consistent execution. Rituals create structure, reduce procrastination, and reinforce the timing of the behavior, making it easier to perform reliably. Eliminate distractions around the scheduled time. Remove interruptions, silence devices, or isolate a dedicated space to focus on the habit fully. Minimizing competing stimuli ensures that the action is performed effectively and without cognitive fragmentation. A focused environment enhances the quality of the habit, increases satisfaction, and solidifies the connection between time and behavior. Combine habit timing with positive reinforcement. Rewarding oneself immediately after performing the habit strengthens motivation and reinforces the behavior. Small acknowledgements, internal satisfaction, or tangible incentives build a mental association between action and reward. Reinforcement ensures that the habit becomes desirable, making it easier to maintain consistency over weeks and months. Adjust timing gradually if necessary. Life circumstances, energy fluctuations, or commitments may require small shifts in schedule. Moving habits incrementally preserves consistency while accommodating change. Gradual adjustment prevents disruption, reduces resistance, and ensures that habits remain integrated into daily life despite varying conditions. Leverage accountability partners to reinforce timing. Sharing commitments with a friend, mentor, or group adds external motivation. Knowing that someone else is aware of the schedule encourages punctuality and commitment. reducing the likelihood of skipping the habit. Social reinforcement strengthens discipline and ensures habits are performed reliably at the planned time. Visualization enhances adherence to timed habits. Mentally rehearsing performing the habit at the scheduled time primes the mind for action. Visualization strengthens neural pathways, reduces hesitation, and increases confidence in maintaining the routine. Preparing mentally for consistent execution ensures that habits are performed reliably and with focus. Use micro-habits to build timing consistency. Breaking larger behaviors into small, repeatable steps ensures that action is achievable at the scheduled time. Micro-habits reduce resistance, make execution more predictable, and create a sense of progress. Performing even tiny actions consistently reinforces the habit loop, gradually expanding into more substantial and impactful routines. Reflection ensures that timing aligns with effectiveness. Periodically assess whether the chosen time maximizes focus, efficiency, and results. Reflection allows for informed adjustments and continuous improvement, ensuring that habits remain both consistent and productive. Understanding the relationship between timing and outcome reinforces commitment and enhances the value of each habitual action. Energy and resource preparation strengthens consistency. Preparing all materials, tools, and space needed for the habit in advance removes obstacles that might delay execution. Preparation ensures that performing the habit at the same time is seamless, reducing excuses and reinforcing reliability. Well-prepared conditions increase satisfaction and the likelihood of sustained adherence. Persistence develops resilience in maintaining timed habits. Even when disrupted by unforeseen circumstances, returning to the established schedule reinforces the habit loop. Persistence ensures that minor interruptions do not derail progress, strengthening discipline and resilience over time. Consistent recovery and repetition solidify the association between time and behavior. Integration of multiple habits at fixed times enhances overall structure. Scheduling complementary actions in sequence creates a rhythm that supports personal growth and efficiency. The predictability of performing multiple habits at designated times reduces decision fatigue and reinforces consistency across all priority behaviors. Ultimately, performing habits at the same time every day builds reliability, discipline, and focus. The predictability of timed routines strengthens neural pathways, reduces mental resistance, and transforms action into automatic practice. By anchoring habits to specific periods, individuals create a framework for sustained personal growth, consistent achievement, and the development of a disciplined, resilient mindset capable of supporting long-term success. Chapter 12. Remove distractions to maintain habit formation easily. Removing distractions to maintain habit formation is essential for achieving consistent progress and long-term success. Distractions, whether external or internal, disrupt focus, fragment attention, and reduce the effectiveness of daily routines. They can appear as notifications, background noise, mental clutter, or competing priorities. Each interruption weakens the habit loop and makes it harder to establish automatic, sustainable behaviors. By actively eliminating these obstacles, habits become easier to perform, require less willpower, and embed themselves naturally into daily life. The first step is identifying sources of distraction. Observing when and where attention drifts reveals patterns that interfere with habit formation. These may include digital devices, unnecessary meetings, social media, television, or even certain environments that provoke procrastination. Internal distractions such as worry, stress, or unorganized thoughts also impede focus. Awareness of these factors allows for targeted strategies to minimize or remove them effectively. Create a dedicated environment for habit execution. A clean, organized, and purposeful space signals the brain that it is time to focus. Reducing clutter, limiting noise, and arranging tools and materials in advance sets the stage for uninterrupted action. An environment designed for the habit reduces friction, increases efficiency, and makes execution more automatic. Implement technology controls to prevent digital distractions. Turning off notifications, using focus modes, or limiting access to distracting apps ensures uninterrupted time for habit practice. Scheduling specific periods for communication and social media allows concentration on high-priority actions without sacrificing connectivity. Digital discipline is critical for maintaining attention and reinforcing new behaviors. Set boundaries with others to protect focused time. Communicate your commitment to uninterrupted habit practice with family, colleagues, or housemates. Establishing clear expectations reduces unplanned interruptions and demonstrates accountability. Social boundaries reinforce personal discipline and ensure that habits are performed consistently without external interference. Prioritize tasks to reduce competing demands. Focus on the habit that has the highest impact or requires immediate attention. Avoid multitasking, which divides cognitive resources and weakens the habit loop. Single-minded attention ensures that energy is directed effectively, improving execution and embedding the behavior more reliably into daily life. Use time-blocking techniques to structure distraction-free periods. Allocate specific windows for habit performance and shield them from external interruptions. Structured blocks reduce decision fatigue, create predictable routines, and reinforce the association between time and action. Consistent time allocation strengthens discipline and habit adherence. Minimize internal distractions through mental preparation. Engage in brief mindfulness, deep breathing, or visualization exercises before performing the habit. Preparing the mind reduces wandering thoughts, enhances focus, and ensures that attention is fully directed toward the action. Mental clarity supports sustained engagement and improves the quality of habit execution. Break habits into manageable steps to reduce cognitive overload. Complex or overwhelming tasks can create internal resistance, making distractions more appealing. Smaller, clearly defined actions are easier to initiate and maintain attention on. The simplicity of the task ensures that focus remains on completion rather than being diverted by competing thoughts or activities. Establish a pre-habit routine to signal the brain for focus. Small preparatory actions like arranging materials, reviewing steps, or taking a deep breath create a mental cue that attention is required. This ritual reduces the influence of distractions and reinforces the habit loop. Pre-habit routines prime the mind for sustained execution and improve consistency. Track and measure habit adherence to reinforce discipline. Recording completion, noting interruptions, and reflecting on focus enhances awareness of distraction patterns. Feedback creates accountability and informs adjustments to minimize interference. Observing trends over time strengthens commitment, encourages improvement, and supports long-term habit formation. Eliminate decision fatigue to reduce vulnerability to distractions. Preparing tools, environment, and steps in advance ensures that habits are executed with minimal mental effort. Reducing the number of choices preserves attention for action rather than distraction. Decision simplicity strengthens consistency and embeds the habit into daily routines seamlessly. Leverage short, focused intervals for habit execution. Using techniques such as the Pomodoro method or timed sessions ensures concentrated effort while maintaining energy. Knowing that focus is required for a limited period enhances attention, reduces susceptibility to interruptions, and improves the efficiency of habit practice. Timed engagement reinforces neural pathways associated with automatic behavior. Replace distracting cues with habit-supportive cues. Remove objects, devices, or activities that trigger wandering attention and replace them with signals that encourage focus. Visual prompts, checklists, or habit-specific setups act as reminders and strengthen the association between environment and action. Cue optimization ensures that attention naturally gravitates toward the desired behavior. Apply self-compassion when distractions occur. Interruptions and lapses are inevitable, and reacting with frustration can derail progress. Acknowledge the distraction, reset focus, and resume the habit without judgment. Maintaining a calm, disciplined response reinforces persistence, strengthens resilience, and ensures the habit continues despite occasional disruptions. Build momentum by performing habits consistently in distraction-free conditions. Early success reinforces the behavior, creates confidence, and reduces the temptation of diversions. Consistent repetition strengthens the habit loop, making performance easier and more automatic over time. Momentum acts as a buffer against future interruptions, solidifying the habit in daily routines. Combine habit execution with minimal external inputs. Avoid multitasking or consuming unrelated media while performing the action. Limiting external engagement enhances focus, ensures attention is fully on the habit, and improves quality and satisfaction of execution. Reducing simultaneous demands creates a stronger, more reliable habit foundation. Reflect on environmental and behavioral improvements to sustain focus. Periodically assess what distractions were present, what strategies worked, and what adjustments are necessary. Reflection strengthens self-awareness, allows refinement, and supports continuous enhancement of distraction-free habit practice. Insight from reflection ensures habits remain effective and resilient. Pair habits with rewarding experiences to reinforce attention. Enjoying small successes or positive sensations during or after the action creates motivation and strengthens neural pathways. Reward-based reinforcement encourages repetition, enhances focus, and reduces susceptibility to competing distractions. The combination of enjoyment and consistency solidifies the habit over time. Ultimately, removing distractions is not just about avoiding interruptions, but about creating an environment, mindset, and routine that naturally support habit formation. By identifying disruptive factors, designing focused spaces, managing technology, and cultivating mental clarity, attention is directed fully toward meaningful actions. Consistency, reflection, and small rewards reinforce the behavior, making it easier to perform daily and embedding it into long-term growth. Eliminating distractions strengthens self-discipline, enhances productivity, and ensures that habits become automatic tools for achieving personal and professional goals. Chapter 13. Strengthen resilience by facing challenges in small steps. Strengthening resilience by facing challenges in small steps is a practical and effective approach to building mental toughness, confidence, and long-term adaptability. Life presents obstacles of varying magnitude, and attempting to confront them all at once often results in overwhelm, stress, and inaction. By breaking challenges into manageable incremental steps, the mind and body learn to cope progressively, building competence and inner strength over time. Each small success reinforces the belief that challenges are surmountable, and repeated exposure to manageable difficulties strengthens resilience, preparing individuals for increasingly complex situations. The first principle is to clearly define the challenge. Understanding the scope, demands, and potential obstacles of a situation allows for strategic planning. Awareness creates a sense of control and enables the identification of smaller steps that collectively address the larger goal. clarity reduces uncertainty and allows the mind to focus on achievable actions rather than being paralyzed by the enormity of the challenge. Break the challenge into small, actionable steps. Each step should be simple, measurable, and immediately achievable. This decomposition ensures that action is possible without overwhelming the individual. For instance, tackling a large project could begin with planning, then gathering resources, then completing one section at a time. Incremental steps create momentum and provide tangible evidence of progress, reinforcing confidence and persistence. Start with the least intimidating action. Beginning with a step that feels approachable builds early success, reduces resistance, and encourages continuation. Early wins foster motivation and demonstrate that progress is possible, which strengthens psychological readiness for subsequent, more difficult steps. Success in small steps primes the mind for consistent effort and reduces fear of failure. Focus attention on execution rather than perfection. Facing challenges in small steps allows concentration on doing rather than achieving flawless results. Progress matters more than immediate mastery, and completing each step reinforces the habit of action. By prioritizing movement over perfection, resilience grows as the mind adapts to incremental problem solving and continuous improvement. Celebrate completion of each step to reinforce resilience. Recognizing small successes creates positive feedback, motivating the individual to continue. Even minimal progress demonstrates capability and strengthens self-efficacy. Acknowledgement of achievement nurtures a mindset that views obstacles as surmountable rather than threatening, enhancing the capacity to handle future difficulties. Embrace discomfort as a tool for growth. Small steps often involve minor challenges, uncertainty, or effort outside of the comfort zone. Facing these manageable discomforts gradually trains the mind to tolerate stress and adapt. The repetition of controlled exposure to difficulty enhances endurance, reduces anxiety in larger challenges, and fosters confidence in one's ability to overcome obstacles. Build a routine of consistent, incremental effort. Performing small, regular actions in the direction of the challenge strengthens discipline and resilience. Consistency reduces the mental burden of deciding when to act and turns progress into a habitual process. Daily incremental efforts accumulate, producing measurable advancement while reinforcing the mindset of perseverance and adaptability. Reflect on lessons learned after each step. Analyzing what worked, what was difficult, and what can be improved reinforces learning and prepares the mind for subsequent actions. Reflection creates awareness, sharpens problem-solving skills, and strengthens the ability to navigate future challenges. By examining progress deliberately, small steps transform into structured growth opportunities. Visualize successfully completing each step before action. Mental rehearsal increases readiness, confidence, and focus. Seeing oneself overcome minor obstacles in the mind primes the brain for real-world execution. Visualization reinforces resilience by creating familiarity with challenge scenarios, reducing fear, and enhancing the likelihood of successful performance. Adjust steps when necessary to maintain momentum. Flexibility ensures that obstacles or unexpected circumstances do not halt progress. Modifying actions while maintaining forward movement preserves confidence and resilience. Incremental adaptation teaches problem-solving under pressure and strengthens the ability to persist despite difficulties. Anchor small steps to daily routines. Linking incremental challenge actions to existing habits or schedules ensures consistency and reduces mental resistance. Integrating actions into predictable patterns makes resilience building practical and sustainable. Routine exposure to manageable difficulties cultivates automatic perseverance over time. Use accountability to strengthen follow-through. Sharing progress with a mentor, coach, or peer creates external reinforcement. Knowing that someone is aware of the small steps taken encourages persistence and increases commitment. Accountability fosters a sense of responsibility, making it easier to maintain incremental effort even when motivation fluctuates. Gradually increase difficulty as resilience strengthens. Once smaller steps are performed consistently, progressively tackling more challenging aspects builds capability without causing overwhelm. Incremental scaling ensures that the individual remains confident while developing the capacity to handle increasingly complex problems. Gradual escalation creates a sustainable pathway to mastery and enduring resilience. Maintain a growth mindset throughout the process. Viewing each small step as a learning opportunity rather than a judgment on ability cultivates patience and perseverance. A mindset focused on improvement encourages adaptation, experimentation, and creative problem-solving, all of which are essential for long-term resilience. Growth-oriented thinking transforms challenges into meaningful experiences rather than obstacles. Combine small-step practice with reflection on past successes. Recalling previous challenges overcome reinforces the belief in one's capability. This reflection strengthens mental fortitude and reminds the individual that resilience has been demonstrated before, making current challenges appear manageable and surmountable. Minimize distractions to maintain focus on incremental actions. Concentrating fully on one step at a time ensures quality, effectiveness, and a sense of accomplishment. Eliminating interruptions preserves energy for the task at hand and strengthens the habit of deliberate, consistent effort. Focused execution reinforces the capacity to face difficulties methodically. Track progress visually to reinforce resilience. Recording completed steps, noting improvements, or marking achievements provides tangible evidence of advancement. Visual tracking encourages motivation, reinforces commitment, and creates a clear sense of forward movement. Observing incremental progress solidifies the belief that challenges can be overcome through deliberate effort. Pair small steps with self-compassion to prevent discouragement. Occasional difficulty, slow progress, or setbacks are natural in facing challenges. Treating oneself with understanding and patience prevents loss of motivation and supports continued effort. Compassion allows the mind to recover quickly from obstacles and reinforces the commitment to persist despite difficulties. Integrate learning from each step into future planning. Each incremental challenge provides insight into strategies, strengths, and areas for improvement. Applying lessons immediately enhances efficiency and strengthens resilience. Over time, accumulated learning equips the individual with refined tools and strategies to face increasingly complex challenges confidently. Ultimately, facing challenges in small steps builds resilience by creating consistent, achievable experiences of overcoming difficulty. Each incremental action strengthens mental toughness, confidence, and adaptability while reducing overwhelm. The repetition of deliberate, focused effort develops the habit of persistence and equips the mind to handle adversity with skill and composure. By embracing gradual progress, reflection, and incremental exposure to difficulty, individuals cultivate enduring resilience that supports personal growth, consistent achievement, and the capacity to thrive under pressure. Chapter 14. Break goals into tiny, manageable daily actions. Breaking goals into tiny, manageable daily actions is a fundamental strategy for achieving consistent progress and turning aspirations into reality. Large goals often appear overwhelming, which can create procrastination, anxiety, or a sense of impossibility. By dividing them into small, concrete tasks that can be completed daily, the mind gains clarity and focus, and momentum builds naturally. Each completed action contributes to measurable progress, reinforcing motivation and establishing a rhythm that transforms long-term ambitions into attainable outcomes. Start by clearly defining the ultimate goal. Understanding exactly what success looks like provides direction and ensures that each daily action aligns with the desired outcome. Goals should be specific, measurable, and meaningful. Clear definition eliminates ambiguity, allowing each small step to have purpose and ensuring that incremental progress leads directly toward the overarching objective. Identify the smallest actionable steps that move you toward the goal. These actions should be simple enough to complete without resistance, yet meaningful enough to contribute to progress. Breaking complex objectives into microtasks creates achievable targets, reduces the likelihood of procrastination, and ensures that effort is consistent and sustainable. Schedule daily actions at specific times to build routine. Performing these small steps consistently strengthens discipline and makes goal progress automatic. Timing actions reinforces neural patterns that link routine to achievement, reducing reliance on willpower alone. Establishing a consistent schedule ensures that small daily efforts accumulate reliably over time. Focus on execution rather than perfection. The purpose of breaking goals into tiny actions is to generate momentum, not to achieve flawless performance. Completing each step creates a sense of accomplishment and reinforces the habit of forward movement. Prioritizing progress over perfection ensures that daily action leads to consistent advancement and sustained motivation. Track progress to maintain accountability and awareness. Recording each completed task provides visual confirmation of progress, reinforces commitment, and allows for reflection on patterns or improvements. Monitoring daily actions makes accomplishments tangible, strengthens motivation, and increases the likelihood of maintaining consistent effort toward larger goals. Combine small actions with reflection to optimize effectiveness. At the end of each day, review what was completed, what challenges arose, and what adjustments are necessary. Reflection enhances learning, improves efficiency, and ensures that daily actions remain aligned with the overall goal. Continuous evaluation reinforces discipline and encourages incremental improvement. Use time blocking to allocate dedicated periods for each small action. Scheduling specific windows prevents distractions, reduces decision fatigue, and ensures that daily actions receive focused attention. Structured time increases consistency and reinforces the mental association between a particular time and the completion of meaningful tasks. Celebrate each completed action to reinforce motivation. Even small wins create positive reinforcement, strengthen commitment, and encourage continued effort. Recognizing achievement fosters confidence and demonstrates that consistent daily action produces tangible results, which sustains energy for ongoing progress. Break actions into steps that require minimal effort to start. Reducing resistance at the beginning of a task ensures that action is initiated without hesitation. Small, easy-to-start steps create a sense of accessibility and increase the likelihood that the action will be performed consistently, gradually building momentum toward larger objectives. Prioritize actions based on impact. Focus on the steps that directly contribute to the goal, rather than spending energy on low-value tasks. High-impact actions maximize progress, strengthen motivation, and make daily efforts more meaningful. Prioritization ensures that even tiny actions generate measurable results. Visualize completing each small step to strengthen focus and intention. Mental rehearsal prepares the mind for execution, increases confidence, and reinforces the habit of taking consistent daily action. Visualization enhances clarity, reduces uncertainty, and increases the probability that each step will be performed efficiently and effectively. Leverage environmental cues to support daily actions. Arranged spaces, tools, or materials in ways that make it easy to perform each step. Environmental preparation reduces friction, minimizes procrastination, and ensures that small tasks are completed consistently. Surroundings that reinforce action strengthen the habit loop and support long-term goal achievement. Integrate micro-actions into existing routines for simplicity. Linking tiny tasks to established behaviors reduces mental effort and builds consistency. Habits that align with daily routines become automatic, freeing cognitive resources for more complex or strategic decisions while maintaining steady progress. Adjust the scale of actions as proficiency increases. Once small tasks are mastered consistently, expand their scope or complexity to accelerate progress. Incremental scaling ensures that growth remains manageable, maintains motivation, and develops competence gradually without overwhelming the individual. Pair daily actions with accountability mechanisms. Sharing commitments, reporting progress, or using tracking tools creates external reinforcement that increases adherence. Accountability strengthens commitment, provides feedback, and encourages persistence even when motivation fluctuates. Focus on one small action at a time to reduce cognitive overload. Multitasking divides attention and weakens performance. Concentrating on a single manageable step ensures quality execution and strengthens the habit of deliberate, consistent action. Single-task focus enhances clarity and reinforces the association between effort and outcome. Anticipate obstacles and plan responses for each small step. Identifying potential challenges in advance reduces stress, increases preparedness, and ensures that daily action remains consistent. Problem-solving in small increments strengthens resilience and builds confidence in handling larger challenges over time. Use positive reinforcement to link daily actions with satisfaction, rewarding completion of a step, whether through self-acknowledgement or small tangible incentives, creates motivation and reinforces the habit loop. Reinforcement encourages persistence and strengthens the psychological connection between action and progress. Maintain a mindset of gradual improvement. Recognize that consistent daily effort, even if small, compounds into significant results over time. Patience, persistence, and steady application ensure that progress is sustained and that long-term goals are achieved. Emphasizing incremental improvement reduces pressure, builds confidence, and fosters resilience. Ultimately, breaking goals into tiny, manageable daily actions transforms overwhelming ambitions into achievable routines. Each completed step generates momentum, strengthens discipline, and reinforces belief in capability. By performing small, consistent actions, tracking progress, celebrating wins, and reflecting on improvements, individuals develop a reliable system for achieving meaningful objectives. This approach ensures that long-term goals become attainable, sustainable, and aligned with continuous personal growth, producing results that compound steadily and empower success across all areas of life. Chapter 15. Use reminders to ensure habits are never forgotten. Using reminders to ensure habits are never forgotten is a practical and highly effective strategy for maintaining consistency and achieving long-term goals. Our minds are easily distracted, and even strong intentions can be disrupted by daily demands, unexpected events, or fatigue. Reminders act as external cues that reinforce intention, trigger action, and strengthen the habit loop. They ensure that important behaviors are executed consistently, even when motivation fluctuates, and provide a reliable system for embedding habits into daily life. The first step is to identify which habits need reminders. Not all actions require external prompts. Focus on habits that are new, easily neglected, or critical to personal growth. Categorizing habits based on priority helps determine where reminders will have the most impact and prevents unnecessary clutter in attention or environment. Select the appropriate type of reminder for each habit. Visual cues, auditory notifications, written notes, or digital alarms can all serve as effective prompts. The chosen reminder should match the context and the individual's natural tendencies. For example, a sticky note on a desk may be ideal for someone who works at a computer, while a phone notification may be more effective for a mobile habit. Integrate reminders into daily routines to ensure seamless activation. Linking a cue to a specific time or existing habit increases the likelihood of execution. For instance, placing a water bottle in a visible location after breakfast can serve as a reminder to hydrate consistently. Environmental integration reinforces behavior naturally without requiring extra mental effort. Use digital tools to automate reminders. Smartphone alarms, calendar alerts, and task management apps provide timely notifications that prompt action. Automation reduces the reliance on memory and ensures that habits are reinforced consistently, even during busy or stressful periods. Digital systems also allow customization for frequency, duration, and timing. Maximizing effectiveness creates strong associations between the reminder and the habit. A cue is most effective when it immediately triggers the intended action. For example, a visual cue, such as a notebook on the desk, should be linked specifically to journaling rather than a general visual clutter. Strong associations make it easier for the mind to respond automatically, reducing hesitation or procrastination. Combine reminders with a brief preparatory action. Performing a small ritual like taking a deep breath or arranging materials primes attention and signals the start of the habit. This preparatory step strengthens the link between the reminder and the action, making execution smoother and more consistent. Track habits alongside reminders to reinforce accountability. Noting when a habit is completed after a prompt creates positive reinforcement and provides feedback on performance. Tracking strengthens commitment, highlights patterns, and allows for adjustments if certain reminders are ineffective. Visible progress encourages continuation and deepens the habit loop. Vary the form of reminders to maintain attention. Repetition of the same cue can lead to habituation, reducing effectiveness. Rotating between visual, auditory, or environmental prompts keeps the mind alert and responsive. Variety in reminders ensures that the habit continues to be triggered reliably over time. Anchor reminders to personal motivations. Connecting a cue to a meaningful goal enhances the emotional impact and increases adherence. For instance, a reminder to exercise can be paired with reflection on improved health or increased energy. Motivation linked to the cue strengthens commitment and reinforces the purpose behind the habit. Use immediate reinforcement following reminders. Rewarding completion of the habit, even minimally, reinforces the behavior and strengthens the association between reminder and action. Positive reinforcement encourages repetition, builds satisfaction, and reduces resistance to performing the habit consistently. Place reminders in visible and strategic locations. High traffic areas, workspaces, and common living areas are ideal spots for cues that will be noticed repeatedly. Visibility increases the likelihood that the habit will be performed and reduces the chance of forgetting, especially during busy or distracting periods. Incorporate social accountability into reminders. Informing others about the habit and your reminder system increases adherence. Mentors, friends, or colleagues can provide encouragement, reinforcement, and shared accountability, making the habit more likely to be executed consistently. Social reinforcement strengthens discipline and reliability. Set reminders slightly ahead of the intended habit time. This provides preparation and reduces the risk of forgetting or delaying action. Early prompts allow mental and physical readiness, ensuring smoother execution. Advanced reminders support consistent adherence and prevent procrastination from undermining habit formation. Eliminate unnecessary distractions near reminders. A clear and focused environment ensures that the cue is noticed and acted upon. Clutter or competing visual or auditory stimuli can weaken the effectiveness of the reminder, so maintaining simplicity around prompts maximizes impact and reliability. Reflect regularly on reminder effectiveness. Assess which prompts are working, which are ignored, and how adjustments can enhance performance. Periodic review ensures that the reminder system remains adaptive and continues to support habit development effectively over time. Combine reminders with incremental habit building. Small, manageable steps, reinforced by cues, reduce overwhelm and create consistent momentum. Each action performed after a prompt reinforces capability and confidence, making the habit easier to maintain long-term. Incremental reinforcement ensures habits grow stronger gradually. Leverage positive emotional connections with reminders. Associating cues with satisfaction, achievement, or enjoyment strengthens response and habit formation. Emotional reinforcement makes the behavior more appealing and encourages repeated action, deepening the habit loop. Integrate reminders into digital and physical hybrid systems. Combining smartphone notifications with physical cues, like notes or visible objects, provides multi-layered reinforcement. Redundant cues ensure that habits are triggered consistently, even if one form of reminder is overlooked. Ultimately, using reminders effectively transforms intention into action by providing consistent, timely, and meaningful prompts. They bridge the gap between planning and execution, reduce reliance on memory, and create a reliable framework for daily habit practice. By selecting appropriate cues, integrating them into routines, reinforcing positive outcomes, and reflecting on effectiveness, individuals ensure that habits are performed consistently. Reminders serve as the backbone of long-term habit formation, supporting discipline, personal growth, and sustained success in all areas of life. Chapter 16. Focus attention on one habit to increase effectiveness. Focusing attention on one habit at a time is a powerful strategy to maximize effectiveness and ensure consistent progress. Trying to develop multiple habits simultaneously often divides energy and attention, which can dilute results and reduce the likelihood of forming long-lasting routines. Concentrating on a single habit allows the mind to fully commit to the action, builds deeper neural connections, and reinforces discipline. The quality of execution improves when energy is directed toward one habit, and the satisfaction of completing it strengthens motivation for continued growth. The first step is to clearly define the habit you want to focus on. Specify what success looks like and ensure that the habit is meaningful and actionable. A well-defined habit reduces ambiguity, provides direction, and allows for precise measurement of progress. Knowing exactly what you want to achieve makes it easier to commit attention and resources to the task at hand. Break the habit into small, manageable steps. Even when focusing on one habit, incremental actions increase consistency and reduce resistance. Each small step reinforces the habit loop and ensures that attention is maintained on the intended behavior. Gradual progress strengthens confidence and minimizes the risk of overwhelm, making sustained focus more achievable. Eliminate competing habits or distractions during practice. Shutting out unrelated tasks or interruptions allows full cognitive and emotional resources to be directed toward the chosen habit. Reducing external demands strengthens concentration, increases efficiency, and ensures that the habit is performed with intention and precision. Create a dedicated environment for the habit. Surroundings that support the behavior make it easier to focus and reduce mental friction. Organize materials, clear clutter, and remove potential distractions. An environment tailored to the habit signals the mind that attention is required and fosters automatic engagement. Use time blocking to allocate specific periods for the habit. Setting aside a consistent block of time each day ensures that focus is uninterrupted and reinforces routine. Structured time helps the mind anticipate the habit, strengthens commitment, and reduces reliance on fluctuating motivation. Consistency in timing builds automaticity and reinforces the habit loop. Engage fully in the present moment while performing the habit. Mindful attention ensures that actions are deliberate and accurate. Avoid rushing or multitasking, as fragmented attention reduces effectiveness and slows progress. Being fully present enhances learning, strengthens the neural pathways associated with the habit, and increases the likelihood of long-term adoption. Track progress to maintain awareness and accountability. Recording completion, noting improvements, and observing patterns provide tangible evidence of focus and effort. Documentation reinforces commitment and allows for reflection on areas for enhancement. Tracking progress makes each performance of the habit more meaningful and intentional. Visualize the habit being completed successfully before execution. Mental rehearsal prepares the mind for focused action, strengthens confidence, and increases readiness. Visualization enhances clarity of intention, reduces hesitation, and improves the quality of execution. Mentally rehearsing the habit aligns attention and intention, making performance more effective. Remove multitasking from the daily routine when performing the habit. Dividing attention weakens memory, execution, and satisfaction. Single-task focus allows the mind to dedicate all cognitive resources to mastering the habit. Concentrated effort ensures that each repetition is deliberate and maximizes the benefit of the action. Anchor the habit to an existing routine for stability. Linking the habit to an established daily behavior reinforces attention and increases consistency. When a new habit is tied to a predictable action, it becomes easier to remember, perform, and maintain focus. Routine association strengthens automaticity and reduces cognitive load. Reflect on performance after each session to refine attention. Evaluate what was effective, what distracted focus, and how to improve future execution. Reflection reinforces learning, sharpens concentration, and strengthens the habit loop. Continuous evaluation ensures that attention remains fully directed toward the chosen habit. Use rewards strategically to reinforce attention and motivation. Positive reinforcement following completion of the habit strengthens the association between effort and outcome. Rewards increase engagement, sustain focus, and make the habit more appealing. Over time, reinforcement deepens commitment and encourages consistent practice. Minimize decision fatigue by pre-planning habit execution. Preparing steps, materials, and timing in advance reduces cognitive load, allowing attention to be fully devoted to performing the habit. Planning ensures that energy is not wasted on choices that could otherwise disrupt focus. Streamlined preparation strengthens consistency and efficiency. Apply accountability to maintain attention. Sharing progress with a mentor, peer, or coach encourages commitment and provides external reinforcement. Knowing that performance is being observed increases focus and ensures consistent effort. Social accountability enhances motivation and encourages sustained concentration on the habit. Gradually increase complexity once mastery is achieved. Focusing on one habit at a time allows for incremental improvement. When initial steps are performed consistently, adding layers or challenges enhances skill, reinforces attention, and builds competence. Incremental complexity ensures that focus is maintained while growth continues steadily. Use environmental cues as triggers for the habit. Visual, auditory, or tactile reminders direct attention immediately to the action. Properly placed cues reduce the likelihood of forgetting and strengthen neural connections between the habit and attention. Cues act as reliable prompts, guiding the mind toward deliberate execution. Maintain self-compassion to prevent distraction from mistakes. Occasional lapses or imperfect performance can occur, but responding with patience ensures attention is redirected effectively. Resilience strengthens focus, allowing continuation of the habit without discouragement. Compassion keeps energy directed toward the habit rather than being lost to self-criticism. Track improvements in efficiency and quality over time. Observing measurable enhancements reinforces attention and demonstrates the benefits of dedicated focus. Recognizing progress motivates continued concentration and encourages refinement of execution. Monitoring performance strengthens commitment and maintains mental engagement with the habit. Ultimately, focusing attention on one habit ensures that effort is maximized, learning is reinforced, and results are accelerated. Concentrated energy fosters consistency, builds confidence, and strengthens the neural pathways necessary for automatic behavior. By eliminating distractions, structuring time, tracking progress, and reflecting on performance, individuals create an environment where habits are performed efficiently and effectively. Sustained attention transforms actions into durable routines, enabling personal growth, discipline, and long-term success across all areas of life. Chapter 17. Reward progress to create motivation for continual growth. Rewarding progress to create motivation for continual growth is a fundamental principle for sustaining habits, building discipline, and achieving long-term goals. Motivation often fluctuates, and relying solely on willpower is rarely enough to maintain consistent effort. By implementing a system of meaningful rewards, each accomplishment becomes more tangible, enjoyable, and reinforcing. Rewarding progress strengthens commitment, builds positive associations with effort, and encourages continuous improvement, turning small victories into a powerful engine for growth. Start by defining the milestones that deserve recognition. These milestones should be tied to measurable achievements rather than vague intentions. Breaking progress into identifiable markers ensures that rewards are timely, relevant, and motivating. Clear milestones provide focus, making it easier to track accomplishments and maintain momentum. Choose rewards that are meaningful and aligned with your values. Effective rewards stimulate positive emotions and create an association between effort and satisfaction. They should reinforce the habit or behavior being cultivated rather than contradict it. For example, a fitness goal might be rewarded with a massage or new workout gear rather than indulgent junk food. Relevant rewards strengthen motivation while supporting overall growth. Implement immediate rewards for small achievements. Celebrating completion of incremental steps makes each action feel worthwhile and reinforces consistency. Immediate feedback from rewards activates positive reinforcement in the brain, creating a desire to repeat the behavior. Timely recognition of effort sustains engagement and builds momentum over time. Pair larger rewards with significant milestones. While small rewards maintain daily motivation, more substantial incentives celebrate long-term progress and reinforce dedication. Significant milestones mark measurable improvement and validate the effort invested, boosting confidence and encouraging persistence toward bigger objectives. Recognize non-tangible rewards as well. A sense of pride, increased self-confidence, improved skill, or personal satisfaction are powerful reinforcements that cultivate intrinsic motivation. Non-material rewards often have longer-lasting effects, fostering a habit of self-appreciation and resilience. Valuing intangible progress strengthens internal commitment and reduces reliance on external validation. Track achievements to maintain visibility of progress. Keeping a record of completed actions, milestones, or improvements reinforces the connection between effort and reward. Visual tracking enhances motivation, provides perspective on growth, and highlights the cumulative effect of small daily actions. Awareness of progress strengthens commitment and encourages continuation. Avoid over-reliance on extrinsic rewards. While external incentives are effective, intrinsic motivation ensures sustainable habit formation. Develop the mindset that effort itself is rewarding, and use external rewards to complement rather than replace internal satisfaction. Balancing both sources of reinforcement strengthens discipline and long-term engagement. Customize reward frequency to optimize effectiveness. Daily, weekly, or milestone-based rewards can be used depending on the complexity of the habit or goal. Frequent small rewards maintain daily motivation, while larger, less frequent incentives reinforce commitment over time. Structured reward systems ensure continuous encouragement and prevent stagnation. Use social recognition as a form of reward. Sharing accomplishments with mentors, peers, or supportive communities amplifies satisfaction and reinforces motivation. Social acknowledgement validates effort and fosters accountability, increasing the likelihood of consistent action. Community support enhances emotional reinforcement and encourages continued growth. Create a ritual around rewarding progress. Rituals amplify satisfaction, signal completion, and reinforce the habit loop. Whether it is a moment of reflection, a brief celebration, or a symbolic action, rituals strengthen the psychological impact of achievements. Structured acknowledgement makes accomplishments more memorable and meaningful. Link rewards to meaningful life outcomes. Rewards that contribute to broader goals, well-being, or personal development create deeper motivation. For example, completing a learning goal might be rewarded with tools that enhance future growth. When rewards align with long-term aspirations, motivation becomes self-reinforcing and sustainable. Monitor and adjust the reward system as needed. Evaluate which incentives are most motivating and whether they continue to encourage progress. Adaptation ensures that rewards remain effective, relevant, and aligned with evolving goals. Dynamic reinforcement keeps habits engaging and prevents diminishing returns over time. Celebrate effort, not just results. Rewarding persistence, consistency, and determination reinforces the behavior necessary for success. Emphasizing effort encourages resilience, reduces fear of failure, and strengthens the habit loop. Recognizing diligence promotes continual growth even when immediate outcomes are not perfect. Combine rewards with reflection. Taking time to acknowledge achievements while considering lessons learned enhances both motivation and self-awareness. Reflection reinforces learning, strengthens confidence, and ensures that each reward is meaningful and educational. Thoughtful acknowledgement connects effort with purpose and long-term development. Avoid negative or counterproductive rewards. Incentives that undermine progress or conflict with habits reduce effectiveness and can create mixed signals. Select rewards that support growth, reinforce positive behaviors, and align with overall objectives. Purposeful rewards strengthen discipline and enhance sustainable motivation. Encourage incremental improvements by linking small rewards to tiny achievements. Frequent recognition of minor progress maintains engagement and ensures continued momentum. Celebrating small wins creates a cycle of positive reinforcement that accumulates into larger accomplishments over time. Incremental rewards cultivate a consistent habit of growth. Incorporate sensory and emotional satisfaction into rewards. Engaging multiple senses or emotions makes reinforcement more vivid and memorable. Enjoyable experiences tied to achievement strengthen habit retention and increase the desire to repeat actions. Emotional reinforcement deepens commitment and enriches the personal experience of progress. Use rewards to overcome plateaus in growth. When progress slows, incentives provide additional motivation to continue effort. Thoughtfully applied rewards break stagnation, reinforce persistence, and restore momentum. Strategic reinforcement helps maintain long-term commitment despite temporary challenges. Ultimately, rewarding progress creates a structured and motivating environment for continual growth. Rewards provide recognition, reinforce behavior, sustain engagement, and strengthen the connection between effort and achievement. By thoughtfully designing a system of meaningful, timely, and relevant incentives, individuals transform consistent effort into lasting habits. Rewarding progress ensures that growth is acknowledged, motivation remains high, and the pursuit of improvement becomes both sustainable and fulfilling, driving personal development and long-term success. Chapter 18. Reflect daily to identify improvements in habits. Reflecting daily to identify improvements in habits is a crucial practice for personal growth, self-awareness, and sustained progress. Without regular reflection, habits can become mechanical routines performed without insight, reducing their effectiveness and limiting the potential for growth. Daily reflection allows you to observe patterns, recognize areas for improvement, and make intentional adjustments that enhance performance. It transforms routine actions into deliberate behaviors that contribute meaningfully to long-term development. Begin by setting aside dedicated time each day to review your actions and choices. Consistency in reflection creates a habit of self-assessment, ensuring that evaluation becomes a natural part of your daily routine. Even 10 minutes of focused reflection can yield significant insights about what is working, what is not, and how to adapt. Examine the habits you performed that day and assess their effectiveness. Ask yourself which actions aligned with your goals and which fell short. This evaluation helps clarify the impact of each habit, identify strengths, and highlight areas requiring adjustment. Honest assessment creates a foundation for continuous improvement and reinforces accountability. Identify patterns in behavior that may influence habit success. Recognize triggers that prompt productive habits and obstacles that lead to procrastination or inconsistency. Understanding these patterns allows you to modify your environment, mindset, or approach to support consistent execution. Awareness of recurring tendencies helps anticipate challenges and reinforces proactive problem-solving. Focus on incremental improvements rather than perfection. Daily reflection is not about criticizing mistakes, but about recognizing opportunities for growth. Small adjustments in timing, execution, or focus can significantly enhance habit performance over time. Emphasizing gradual progress fosters a growth mindset and encourages persistence, even when immediate results are modest. Record observations in a journal or digital tool. Writing reflections creates a tangible record of progress, provides clarity, and allows for analysis over time. Documentation reveals trends, patterns, and cumulative improvement that may not be apparent in daily practice. Reviewing past entries reinforces learning and encourages consistent attention to habit refinement. Ask questions that deepen self-awareness. Consider why certain habits were easier or harder to perform, what emotions influenced behavior, and what strategies improved focus or efficiency. Inquiry stimulates insight, promotes problem-solving, and strengthens intentionality in daily actions. Thoughtful questioning transforms reflection into actionable understanding. Evaluate the alignment of habits with long-term goals. Daily reflection ensures that actions remain purposeful and connected to broader objectives. Habits that do not support key goals can be adjusted, eliminated, or replaced with more productive behaviors. Alignment reinforces meaning and motivation, ensuring that daily effort contributes to overall growth. Notice the impact of external factors on habit performance. Assess how environment, social interactions, energy levels, or stress influenced your ability to maintain routines. Understanding external influences allows for strategic adaptation, ensuring that habits are resilient to disruptions and that consistent progress is achievable. Celebrate successes during reflection. Acknowledging achievements, no matter how small, reinforces positive behavior and strengthens motivation. Recognizing victories encourages continued effort and builds confidence, creating a psychological reward loop that enhances commitment to habit development. Identify habits that need adjustment or refinement. Reflection reveals which actions require modification in frequency, intensity, or method. Making deliberate changes ensures that habits evolve effectively and continue to produce meaningful results. Adaptation prevents stagnation and supports sustained growth over time. Consider the emotional experience associated with each habit. Reflect on feelings of satisfaction, frustration, or engagement during performance. Understanding emotional responses informs habit design, enhances enjoyment, and increases the likelihood of continued adherence. Positive emotions linked to habits strengthen intrinsic motivation. Plan small experiments to test improvements. Use insights from reflection to try new approaches, techniques, or timing to enhance habit performance. Experimentation encourages flexibility, fosters learning, and provides evidence for which strategies are most effective. Iterative testing turns reflection into actionable growth. Link reflection to accountability practices. Sharing insights, progress, or challenges with a mentor, coach, or accountability partner reinforces commitment. External accountability complements self-reflection, providing feedback, encouragement, and reinforcement for continued habit refinement. Use reflection to anticipate obstacles. Recognize potential challenges in advance and develop strategies to address them. Preparing for setbacks strengthens resilience and ensures that habits are maintained consistently, even under adverse conditions. Proactive reflection builds a mindset of preparedness and adaptability. Focus on both action and results. Reflect not only on whether habits were performed, but also on the outcomes they produced. Assessing the impact of habits ensures that effort is meaningful and guides adjustments to maximize effectiveness. Linking actions to results strengthens intentionality and purpose. Incorporate mindfulness into reflection. Paying attention to the present moment during review enhances awareness of thought patterns, emotional responses, and physical sensations connected to habit performance. Mindful reflection deepens insight and strengthens the connection between intention and behavior. Set clear intentions for the next day based on reflection. Use insights gained to plan adjustments, refine priorities, and structure actions. Intentional planning ensures that each day builds upon the previous one, maintaining momentum and reinforcing continuous improvement. Evaluate the balance between habits. Reflect on whether attention is focused appropriately across multiple areas of growth, such as health, productivity, and personal development. Proper balance ensures that no single habit is neglected and that overall progress remains harmonious and sustainable. Commit to consistency in reflection itself. Daily assessment is most effective when performed without interruption. Habitual reflection builds a cycle of awareness, adjustment and improvement that compounds over time. Consistent reflection ensures that growth remains intentional, informed, and aligned with long-term objectives. Ultimately, reflecting daily to identify improvements in habits transforms routine behaviors into intentional, optimized actions. It fosters awareness, encourages learning, strengthens motivation, and guides consistent adjustment. By analyzing performance, recognizing successes, addressing challenges, and planning deliberate improvements, individuals create a feedback loop that accelerates growth, enhances discipline, and ensures that each day contributes meaningfully to long-term personal development and success. Chapter 19: Expand Tiny Habits to Create Major Life Changes. Expanding tiny habits to create major life changes is a strategy grounded in consistency, incremental growth, and the compounding power of small actions. Small habits, when practiced daily, accumulate over time, shaping identity, mindset, and behavior in profound ways. These miniature actions may seem insignificant individually, but their cumulative effect can transform routines, enhance skills, and produce meaningful results across personal, professional, and emotional domains. The key lies in recognizing the potential of small behaviors and strategically growing them into impactful patterns that drive lasting change. Start by identifying foundational habits that have the most potential to influence your life positively. Focus on habits that are simple to maintain but provide high leverage for improvement. These foundational habits create a base upon which additional routines and behaviors can be layered. Establishing a strong starting point ensures that initial efforts are sustainable and provide visible benefits, building motivation for further development. Maintain consistency with tiny habits before attempting to expand them. Mastery of small actions strengthens discipline, embeds habits into daily life, and reduces resistance to future growth. Repetition solidifies neural pathways, making the habit automatic and freeing mental energy to incorporate additional behaviors. Consistent practice lays the groundwork for more significant changes. Gradually increase the scope or intensity of each habit. Expansion should be incremental to prevent overwhelm or burnout. For example, if the habit is writing one paragraph daily, increase to multiple paragraphs once consistency is established. Slowly scaling actions preserves reliability while amplifying impact. Incremental growth ensures steady improvement without disrupting established routines. Integrate habits into different areas of life to magnify their effect. A simple habit like daily reflection can extend into professional decision-making, personal relationships, and health management. Applying the same practice across multiple contexts multiplies benefits, reinforcing both the habit and its outcomes. Cross-contextual application accelerates personal transformation. Combine complementary habits to create synergistic effects. Linking habits that support each other strengthens overall growth. For instance, combining a daily movement routine with mindful breathing enhances physical and mental well-being. Coordinated habits amplify results beyond what individual practices could achieve independently. Strategic habit combination produces exponential improvement. Monitor progress carefully as habits expand. Tracking performance highlights growth patterns, identifies obstacles, and reinforces accountability. Observation allows for timely adjustments, ensuring that incremental expansions are effective and aligned with goals. Feedback strengthens awareness and maintains motivation for continued development. Use milestones to celebrate successful expansions. Recognizing progress reinforces effort, validates growth, and motivates continued commitment. Milestones mark the transformation from small actions to significant accomplishments, illustrating how sustained dedication produces tangible results. Celebrating incremental achievements maintains morale and encourages persistence. Adjust habits based on outcomes and personal experience. Reflection on effectiveness ensures that growth is purposeful and aligned with long-term objectives. Adapting practices enhances relevance, maximizes benefits, and ensures that each habit continues to contribute meaningfully to life improvement. Continuous refinement maintains momentum and promotes sustainable change. Anchor expanded habits to existing routines for stability. Habits linked to familiar behaviors are easier to maintain and reinforce automatically. For example, adding a brief journaling session after morning exercise ensures consistent practice. Routine anchoring strengthens retention and reduces cognitive load, making expansion seamless. Visualize the broader impact of habit growth. Seeing how small actions accumulate into significant achievements reinforces commitment and clarifies purpose. Visualization strengthens focus, aligns effort with goals, and fosters a proactive mindset toward personal transformation. Anticipating long-term benefits creates a sense of urgency and direction. Leverage accountability to support habit expansion. Sharing goals, progress, and achievements with mentors, peers, or support networks increases adherence and provides external reinforcement. Social accountability enhances motivation, encourages persistence, and helps overcome challenges that could hinder habit growth. External support strengthens internal commitment. Prioritize habits that provide the greatest leverage. Focus energy on actions that create cascading positive effects in multiple areas of life. Identifying high-impact habits ensures that small daily efforts generate substantial long-term changes, maximizing efficiency and results. Strategic prioritization accelerates personal transformation. Integrate flexibility in habit expansion. Life circumstances change, and habits must adapt without losing momentum. Flexibility allows for adjustments in intensity, timing, or context, while preserving the core behavior. Adaptable expansion ensures sustainable growth despite varying external conditions. Use positive reinforcement consistently to solidify growth. Rewarding progress, even in small ways, reinforces new behaviors and strengthens motivation. Recognition of advancement supports habit adoption, making it more likely that expanded routines become automatic over time. Reinforcement encourages persistence and reinforces the value of each incremental step. Eliminate behaviors that hinder the growth of tiny habits. Removing distractions, unproductive routines, or conflicting actions ensures that new habits can flourish. Simplifying daily practices creates space for expanded behaviors to take root and maintain consistent practice. Strategic removal of obstacles enhances the effectiveness of habit expansion. Combine small habits into compound routines, layering multiple minor behaviors into a cohesive daily sequence produces greater impact and efficiency. For example, pairing hydration, movement, and mindfulness routines creates a comprehensive practice that transforms health and focus. Compound routines maximize the benefits of individual habits. Reflect regularly on the impact of habit expansion. Assessing changes in performance, mindset, and results ensures that growth remains aligned with overarching objectives. Reflection provides insight into areas for refinement, validates progress, and reinforces the habit loop. Continuous evaluation sustains improvement and ensures purposeful development. Leverage environmental cues to reinforce expanded habits. Strategically placing reminders, visual prompts, or triggers ensures that new actions are executed consistently. Environmental reinforcement strengthens habit retention and facilitates the integration of incremental changes into daily life. Thoughtful cues guide behavior towards sustained transformation. Maintain patience and persistence throughout expansion. Meaningful life changes occur gradually, and consistency is more important than speed. Persistent practice, even in small increments, compounds over time to produce significant outcomes. Patience allows for steady growth without discouragement, ensuring that habits evolve into lasting improvements. Ultimately, expanding tiny habits into major life changes demonstrates the power of incremental effort, consistency, and strategic growth. Small daily actions, when nurtured, scaled, and applied purposefully, accumulate to transform routines, behavior, and outcomes. By prioritizing high-leverage habits, maintaining consistency, integrating reflection, and reinforcing progress, individuals harness the cumulative effect of tiny habits to create meaningful, sustainable, and profound personal transformation that reshapes every aspect of life. Chapter 20. Persist patiently to turn mini-actions into results. Persisting patiently to turn mini-actions into results is the cornerstone of lasting personal growth and meaningful achievement. Small habits, no matter how tiny, create powerful momentum when practiced consistently over time. The challenge is not in starting, but in maintaining focus, dedication, and patience long enough for results to manifest. Transformation rarely occurs instantly, and understanding the value of persistence allows small daily efforts to compound into extraordinary outcomes. Commitment begins with recognizing that every minor action matters. Brushing off mini-actions as insignificant undermines potential progress. Each repetition strengthens skill, reinforces discipline, and contributes to cumulative growth. The process demands attention to detail and a willingness to perform small tasks, even when immediate results are invisible. Set realistic expectations to prevent discouragement. Understanding that progress unfolds gradually allows for sustained engagement without frustration. Patience is reinforced when effort is valued more than instant success. Accepting incremental growth helps maintain focus on the process rather than obsessing over outcomes that will arrive in due time. Anchor persistence in purpose. A clear understanding of why a habit is important motivates continued action even when results are delayed. Purpose fuels resilience, reinforces determination, and provides direction. Knowing that mini-actions serve a larger goal transforms repetition into meaningful practice and strengthens resolve. Break long-term objectives into manageable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming and may reduce motivation if approached all at once. Dividing them into mini-actions allows for achievable daily targets, which create consistent momentum. Incremental steps build confidence, reinforce commitment, and demonstrate that progress is attainable. Create a routine that supports persistence. Habits performed at regular times reduce decision fatigue, enhance consistency, and make it easier to continue despite distractions. Structured routines anchor small actions into daily life, ensuring they are repeated consistently. Predictability in execution strengthens long-term adherence. Embrace the compounding effect of mini-actions. Individual steps may seem trivial alone, but their accumulation generates substantial impact over weeks, months, and years. Recognizing the exponential power of small, consistent effort reinforces patience and dedication. Each action contributes to a chain of progress that ultimately produces measurable results. Maintain focus even during periods of slow progress. Patience is tested when effort appears to yield little immediate reward. During these times, trust in the process and adherence to habits ensures continued growth. Persistence in the absence of instant results demonstrates discipline and strengthens long-term character. Track progress to reinforce persistence. Recording daily actions and reviewing improvements highlights incremental achievements that might otherwise go unnoticed. Monitoring performance creates a sense of accomplishment, maintains motivation, and strengthens belief in eventual success. Visibility of growth sustains energy for continued effort. Develop resilience to overcome obstacles. Challenges, distractions, and setbacks are inevitable. Viewing these as opportunities to reinforce discipline rather than failures encourages continued effort. Resilience supports patient persistence by promoting problem-solving, adaptation, and determination in the face of difficulty. Reward small achievements to sustain engagement. Even minor recognition of effort reinforces behavior and motivates continued practice. Rewards can be tangible or internal, such as satisfaction, pride, or a sense of accomplishment. Positive reinforcement enhances persistence and reinforces the value of daily effort. Focus attention on execution rather than perfection. Persisting patiently means performing actions consistently, even when conditions are not ideal. Perfectionism can create procrastination and reduce adherence. Emphasizing consistent practice ensures that many actions accumulate into meaningful results, despite minor imperfections. Visualize long-term impact to reinforce commitment. Imagining the results of consistent action strengthens resolve and provides context for daily effort. Visualization bridges the gap between present effort and future achievement, making it easier to maintain patience during periods of gradual progress. Adjust methods while preserving commitment. Persistence does not mean repeating ineffective actions indefinitely. Evaluate performance, refine techniques, and optimize processes without abandoning core habits. Strategic adjustments enhance efficiency, effectiveness, and eventual results, while maintaining overall consistency. Leverage accountability to strengthen patient persistence. Sharing goals and progress with mentors, peers, or supportive communities encourages continued effort. Accountability increases responsibility, provides external reinforcement, and ensures that small actions are performed consistently over time. External observation reinforces internal discipline. Practice self-compassion during challenging periods. Recognize that lapses and slow progress are natural. Responding with patience and understanding allows focus to return to mini actions rather than abandoning effort entirely. Compassion ensures persistence continues despite temporary setbacks or difficulties. Integrate reflection into daily practice, assessing the effectiveness of mini actions, identifying areas for improvement, and acknowledging achievement strengthens the connection between effort and results. Reflection helps sustain patience by providing perspective on progress and reinforcing the value of consistent practice. Use environmental cues to support habitual action. Triggers, reminders, and structured spaces reduce mental resistance and help maintain consistent execution. External cues ensure many actions are performed reliably, reinforcing persistence and embedding behaviors into daily routines. Understand that results are often delayed, but inevitable when actions are consistent. Patience involves trusting the process and continuing effort, even when immediate evidence of success is not visible. Consistent practice builds momentum, deepens skill, and prepares the foundation for meaningful outcomes. Maintain focus on incremental growth. Small improvements compound over time, creating a trajectory of significant change. Persisting patiently requires concentration on what can be achieved each day rather than becoming overwhelmed by the magnitude of long-term goals. Daily effort compounds into sustainable, substantial progress. Ultimately, turning mini actions into results requires a steadfast commitment to consistency, patience, and deliberate effort. Daily practice, reflection, resilience, and strategic reinforcement ensure that small behaviors evolve into meaningful achievements. Persistence transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes, demonstrating that patience, discipline, and dedication are the keys to long-term success, personal transformation, and the realization of life-changing results.